It dawns on me that I did not add a giveaway item here. So I add it now. Give away. Publish. Stream. Alright, welcome in everybody, or anybody, if there's anybody out there. I can't see the screen just yet, but we'll get started here very soon. We got a lot of video games. We got a huge video game collection. Lots and lots of it. I think there's over 100 games here tonight. Let me start the giveaway real quick. We do have some pre-bidded items, and we will get to those as well. Let's start the giveaway. The first giveaway of the night is going to be a Pacific Picker sticker, and you're also going to get this Dark Golduck from the Team Rocket series vintage Pokemon card. Absolutely free. Okay. Let's... I'm going to get a few more boxes set up real quick, and then we will get started. There is a lot of items in the shop if you want to put in any pre-bids. Most of them are at around 40 to 70% of market. 70 if they were just better titles that I wanted to keep. But still a pretty good deal. All right, let's run something. Pre-bids. All right, let's do... Move to stage. Let's do the WCW NCW wrestling game. WCW versus NWO. There we go. All right, here we go. First game of the night is going to be this N64 copy of WCW versus NWO New World Order. So this is like an older wrestling game. I played a lot of these wrestling games back in the day. I watched a little bit of wrestling. I kind of faded out of it. It kind of became less popular with people. So, but this is still a pretty cool game, and it's in really, really great condition. This is WCW versus NWO World Tour. Wrestling games are a lot of fun. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much. Hop in that giveaway. We're going to be doing a really awesome giveaway at the end of the night, so please stick around for that. DT. Thank you so much for your purchase. Let's go ahead and grab the other pre-bid items. Move to stage. Alright, this is the other wrestling game. This is WWF Attitude. It has Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and looks like The Undertaker and a few other people on the cover. That is a pretty cool older wrestling game. This is for N64. And this is another wrestling game. This is WWF Attitude for the N64. Yeah, W games for sure. I got a huge. I got really lucky. I took some time off for my own mental and physical health, and I'm feeling better now. DT reselling, thank you. And we've got a lot. We got a lot of really great games. Let's grab one of those great games now. Let's do Darkwing Duck. This is a really, really good one. Darkwing Duck. Hold on. I can't find it straight up. So let's do this. Let me go back in here. Let's grab the pre-bid. Move to stage. So one of the items that has a I think this has batteries in it. Yeah. One of the items that has a pre-bid. Let me find a game to put in it really quick. Let's pop Pokemon in there. So you guys can see it working. So there we go. It's booting up right now. This is Pokemon Red is what we're putting in. Pokemon Red's not for sale with this. I'm just showing you it working on the system so you can hear it and see it. The color's all really, really nice. It's got the battery cover, and it does work. It's in really great condition. So this is a Nintendo Game Boy, and it's the kiwi color. I think I have this down at, I think they go for $85. at least according to price charting and eBay. So this is a Game Boy Color in the kiwi green colorway. It's a very cool Game Boy Color. I'm really excited that I was able to get a hold of some more Game Boys. It seems like they're getting harder and harder to come by, so it's really nice that I can pick them up. Nice DT reselling, taking that down. Very lovely. Okay, let's grab this other one. We'll do the same business here. Turn it on with a game in it. And again, this is the Atomic Purple. So this is the Atomic Purple one. Let me move to stage here. This is the Atomic Purple Game Boy Color. The only downside is this one is missing the battery cover. But again, the colors are all really great. The details all really clean. There's no scratches. There's no dings. It's in really, really great condition. And this is the more. I think this is one of the more popular colorways for the Game Boy Color. I think the Atomic Purple people really flock to the Atomic Purple. A lot of sales for the Atomic Purple. There's a lot of other variations of it, but this one seems to be quite popular. All right, let me pop Pokemon back out of there. Awesome, there you go. DT reselling, taking it down as well. All right, let's do this. Auctions. Let's just start at the top. Move to stage. Banjo Kazooie. That's back over here. I can check the prices on these. I have them all written down. I just comped them today and yesterday. Where are we at? Yeah, so Banjo Kazooie. Where is it at? These typically sell for $30. What is that? PS1 bundle working or parts? I'm sorry. I just ran it. PS1 does work. It does come with 2 controllers and then the cables. The only downside is there is like a sticker. I did try to remove the sticker, but it did not want to be removed, so I just gave up. I'm sorry. This is Banjo Kazooie. Here, let's do this. Let's restart auction. Edit. Let's start it there. Like I said, these currently Banjo Kazooie, they're comping at around $30. So there you go. Do that as you please. This is Banjo Kazooie for the N64. Banjo Kazooie for the N64. A very lovely game. Maybe not as popular as some of the other titles, but still a very fun game. All right, DT reselling. Taking that down. All right, let's grab something different real quick. Let's do one of these rings. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out where. Oh, that wasn't hard. Move to stage. All right, this is a Mexican silver ring. A Mexican silver ring. So it's a 925 sterling silver, and it was made in Mexico. It's stamped 925 on that side, and then it's stamped Mexico on the other side. As you know, Mexican silver is pretty coveted and sought after. People collect it, if not for anything more than the value of the silver, which their silver is literally like $2 a gram right now for sterling silver. So a lovely sterling silver ring. You're definitely going to get your money's worth with this one. It's a Mexican sterling silver ring too, which is really nice. I always love seeing the stamps of the countries of origin for the jewelry. It really adds to, in my opinion, the value of the ring and also kind of the sought after ability. I mean, people like to see things like that. Often the jewelry is just stamped with a basic 925. That's living. Thank you so much. I'm going to grab a box for you. All right, that's living. Thank you so much. Let me get that into your box. And we will do the same thing with another one. This one's the heavier of the bunch. And this one, I don't remember how much. What was the size? I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I don't have a sizer in front of me. If I did, I would tell you. I apologize. That one was a little on the bigger side. This one's a little on the smaller side. Do you have Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise from base set? Oh boy. I can get those. But this is another sterling silver ring. It has like a coral design on the top. It's a really neat coral design, and that is a very lovely sterling silver ring. It has like a coral design to the top of it. 24-hour yard sale. How are you doing? Looks like you're gonna take it down. Nice, very lovely. I actually had a chance at getting those cards, and then I went to go buy the collection, and the person had taken those cards out of the deal without really telling me prior to me showing up, and they still expected the full amount that we had talked about. I was like, oh boy, no. 24-hour. Nice. Okay. Oh god, I just stamped myself with the 20. Let's go. Let's do. What do we want to do next? How about this? This is kind of cool. Duplicate, edit item. I'm gonna start this item at $2. What a deal! It is a Millennium Falcon pocket watch. It is a Millennium Falcon pocket watch. A very cool Millennium Falcon pocket watch. I don't know. I kind of wanted to keep it, but I have too many watches as it is. I thought about selling one of my own watches just to kind of move some of my own watch collection, but we'll see. I've got a couple other women's watches for sale here tonight, as well as we do have a piece of gold for sale. I know I said I wasn't going to do gold anymore, but I do have a piece. I have some rings too, but I'd have to see more for the rings. This is a very cool Millennium Falcon. You can see it's designed like that on the outside. It closes and then reopens right there. A very cool Millennium Falcon pocket watch. I think it's really neat. It is a Lucasfilm patent, something on the back. It says Star Wars. Very cool. A very lovely Millennium Falcon pocket watch. I really like it. I wish I had more Star Wars stuff that I could throw in with it. Maniac, thank you so much. I appreciate that. We will filter that into the giveaway. We are doing a small piece of 10 karat gold as a giveaway later tonight. At the end of the show, it's right here next to the other part of the giveaway. It will be, I don't know, it's probably like $20 worth of gold. Okay, Thrifty Morgan, thank you so much. Thrifty. Nice. Very nice. Alright. Let's have a little bit of fun. Let's do the Game Boy next. What? Where is it? Move to stage. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to be crazy with it. And start it at $5. This is an original Nintendo Game Boy. Let me grab a game to put into it to show off its lovely working capability. Hold up. Let me find something here. Alright, so here we go. This is a working Game Boy. It's not going to come with the game. I'm just showing the game so you can see the graphics and the sounds of it. It's actually really clean. It does have the battery cover on the back. It is a very beautiful original. It is, I think it's the first generation. Yeah, DMG01, so it's the first generation of Game Boy. The color on it's really nice. You can adjust the brightness on the one side, and you can adjust the sound on the other. Nice. That's Living, taking that one down. That's Living. Very nice. All right, cool. Let's do Pokemon Red. We do have a bunch of vintage Pokemon cards out and about. Move to stage. Edit item. You know what? Let's just do it at $5 Why not? I think these are going for $65 right now. I played a bunch of it when I first got it. The label's a little rough, but it is authentic. It is a very beautiful, authentic Pokemon Fire Red for the original Game Boy. So there you go. Pokemon Fire Red for the Game Boy. Like I said, price charting has it around $65, just loose like this without anything else. So do with that as you will. A very lovely Fire Red Pokemon game for the original Game Boy Color. A very wonderful game. I don't come across these Pokemon games very often anymore, to be honest with you. They're getting harder and harder to find. So anytime someone sends me pictures of Pokemon games, I just jump on it because I'm like, I gotta have it. DT recently, thank you so much. Very nice. Okay, let's do Darkwing Duck with the manual. It is like a $60 game. With the manual, it is like a $60 game. It's a pretty great game. This is the Game Boy, the manual for Darkwing Duck, and then also you've got Darkwing Duck for the original Game Boy. There you go. Again, it's a $65 game with the manual. So that's Darkwing Duck for the original Game Boy, and it does come with the manual. We have, I think, 10 games for the Game Boy that have the manual, and you're also going to get the Nintendo branded case for the game as well. So you're going to get the Darkwing Duck. There is a variation of this game that's worth like $500. This is unfortunately not that a variation, but still a really valuable game nonetheless. I always do my pricing and comping on pricecharting.com, and or I just go right to eBay and check the recent solds. This one actually has a lot of sold rates. A lot of people like Darkwing Duck. Honestly, I played the game a little bit when I got it just to test it out, and it was a lot of fun, but I did prefer watching the show more than playing the game. I really loved watching Darkwing Duck. It was one of my favorite. That and Tailspin and all the other ones. It's a really great game. The writing is on the box, by the way. It's not on the game itself. The label is pretty clean. It looks like there's no damage to the label, which is nice. All right, Jock the Dot, thank you so much for your purchase. I'm going to get that into a box for you. Yeah, really, I was really happy to be able to get this. I have a bigger collection of Nintendo games coming very soon. And when that happens, it's got things like Little Samson and stuff in it. So it's going to be a really big collection. I just kind of have to have enough money to buy it. All right, let's do Bomberman next. I know there's got to be some Bomberman fans out there. Move to stage. Edit item. I'm going to put it back. I'm going to do it down to $5. We'll start it. This is Bomberman for the Game Boy. This is Bomberman. This is one of my favorite games, but if you haven't played Bomberman, then you haven't lived. This is a really, really fantastic game. This is Bomberman for the Game Boy. I think that these comp out at like $16, but I can't really look. I have 5 sheets of all of the prices of the games that I comped out. $16, yeah. So not too bad. It's a really great game. You are going to get the Nintendo branded hard shell as well. So that is Bomberman, and you're going to get the Nintendo branded hard shell. Not that it matters a whole lot. Maybe, actually. I think there's one. That's Living. Thank you so much. That's Living. Your box is right there. Let's see. There's Tailspin. Let me grab that. Move to stage. Oh yeah, this is a big one. Tailspin's like $40, I think. Where's it at? Yeah. Or I'm sorry, $32 right now is what Tailspin's going for. But here we go. Tailspin. That is Tailspin for the original Game Boy. And again, currently it is comping at around $32. I did check to make sure that eBay was accurate as the same as price charting, and they're about on the same page. A few of the games I had to adjust for the difference in price, but this is a very fantastic, kind of a harder title to get, in my opinion. Anytime I bought Game Boy game collections, I don't think I've ever seen a Tailspin. I used to love watching the cartoon back in the day, but that is a very lovely Tailspin for the original Game Boy. And it does come with the Nintendo branded hard case to keep it nice and safe for you. That is Tailspin. It's a really cool game. I think they had like a TV show too, if I'm not mistaken. There was a lot of shows and games like that back in the day. This collection, there's a lot. There's several Mario games. There is a Wario game. We have some. Oh, nice! Drop the dot. Thank you so much. Let me put that in there. We are going to be giving away. I don't know where I put it. I have a collection of some vintage cards we're going to be handing out to everyone who buys tonight. Let's go crazy here and let's do Super Mario 64. Super Mario 64. Move to stage. Edit item. All right, this is Super Mario 64. Super Mario 64. This is a very lovely game. You're not going to find it at a better price either, especially considering that they are currently selling for $35 pretty regularly. Obviously, if you have the box and the manual, it'll go for a lot more. But this is Super Mario 64, a very, very lovely game. One of the, if you have a Nintendo 64 collection of games, this is definitely one that you're going to want to have in your collection. It is one of the top Mario games for the Nintendo 64, in my opinion. I used to play the mouth flute, and I still whistle Mario songs all the time. It'll always be stuck in my head. Mario is one of the OGs of video games, in my opinion, and the label is really clean. There's no punctures. There's no cuts or dings or scratches. All right, drop the dot. Thank you so much. Let me get that into your package for you. All right, we're going to do the big boy. We're going to do the big one. Because I had someone asking even before the show if I could run it sooner than later. So we're just going to throw it up. And I'll reduce it down. This is Mario Kart 64. Mario Kart 64. $53. $53 is what this is going for. Isn't that crazy? If I'd have known that growing up, I would have taken way better care of my games. But yeah, $53 is what this is currently coming for. If you happen to have the papers for it, and the box, you can really get up there in value. And God forbid it's sealed, you'll make a small fortune. But yeah, Mario Kart 64, very clean label. And like I said, they're currently comping it around $53 is what it says. Oh no. Mario Kart 64. Yeah, nice. DT taking it down. DT is he's a big collector of the Nintendo 64 games. Let's grab something weird. Where's the weird one? I got a weird one. There it is. This is an oddball game. Something that you will probably never see. You probably never even heard of it. Move to stage. It's actually a fairly valuable game too. This is Toe Jam and Earl Part 3 for the original Xbox. Oh god, it just popped off of the little thing there. It does not come with the manual, unfortunately. But this is Toe Jam and Earl Part 3. It's actually a really collectible game for Xbox, the original Xbox. I think it's in the $20-ish range. I don't know where it's at on my paperwork here. But yeah, Toe Jam and Earl Part 3. Kind of a strange game. It's one of those strange ones. This one's actually from Hollywood Video. It was a rental game. Toe Jam and Earl Part 3. Mission to Earth. There's another I think it's like number 1. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining. Hop in that giveaway. We are going to be doing giveaways periodically. Just for... I think you got a box yet. No? Alright, just for... Yep. Yeah, we probably have 100. I think we have more than 100 games. Alright, let's do another big one. Let's do Super Mario Land. Move to stage. Nope. Move to stage. Edit item. Start it there. This is Super Mario Land. Super Mario Land. Let me get it into the thing here. And currently, they are running for around $27. That's not with the hard shell, but hard shells are about $1.50 or so per little hard shell box. But this is Super Mario Land for the original Nintendo Game Boy. And like I said, they sell pretty regularly for the $25 to $28 range. $27 was what price charting put it at, but obviously you want to verify it with other sources. I mean, most people buy video games on eBay. I don't ever check other websites because it's just kind of like check eBay, check price charting. It's pretty good. But that is a very lovely Super Mario Land for the original Game Boy. Going to Outfitter. All right, Outfitter, I gotta get a box for you. We also have a lot of vintage Pokemon cards. Good lord. No packs tonight, unfortunately. We've had quite a bit of pack luck in the past. But we do have. Where's the box? Yeah, there's like this whole box of them here with such things as like all of these holographics from the early days, from the old West as it was. All right, let's do another piece of jewelry real quick. Let's do this very lovely sterling silver Italian bracelet. Because I think it's cool and I think someone's gonna like it. Move to stage. Duplicate. Oh, hey, who just won the giveaway? Citizen Chicken Man, you just won yourself a lovely sticker and a Dark Golduck from Team Rocket set Pokemon. Let me find a box for you. Hold up. We're gonna do another giveaway momentarily. Stick around. Chicken Man has been running shows lately, I've noticed. And they look like they've been going pretty well. So congratulations on that. Let's grab another. Let's do a sterling silver pendant. Yes. We'll start it at $2. This is a massive sterling silver heart pendant. It's a massive sterling silver heart pendant. There was a chain that went with it, but I took the chain off because the chain was not silver. So I didn't want to include a non-silver chain with a silver pendant. But if you want the chain, I could toss it in. Whoever wins the auction, if you want the chain, just let me know. It's not silver for the chain, though, so I don't want to include it and have you be like, oh, the chain's not silver. But it is. Let me grab it. It's like right here. Oh, Lord. I may not be able to get it undone. Well, we'll see. I don't know if I can get it. It's attached to these other chains. Oh, well. It is what it is. 24-hour yard sale. Thank you so much. That is going into your box. Got a good mix of jewelry. We do have one piece of gold. Let me run another giveaway real quick. What should we do for the next giveaway? Next giveaway. You know what? Let's do. What do we want to do? Let's do one of these guys. These guys are really cool. Hold on. Where are they at? There we go. We'll do one of these Lugias from Celebrations. These are from my gradable collection. I was going to get them graded because in a grade 10, they go for like $500. So I have like 8 of them. Do you do cards anymore? I do have a lot of... I don't rip a lot of packs because I just don't get them anymore. It's really hard to get them. Oh, no. I just drew the winner on that. Okay. Well, hey, Chris and stuff, you just won that. Well, we'll just do another giveaway. That's hilarious. Hey, you know what? It happens. What are you going to do? Chris and stuff. There you go. We'll just double up and do the exact same thing we just did, except this time I won't draw it in 30 seconds. There we go. All right. Yeah, that was very premature. We're gonna run this piece of gold next. Let me just get this next giveaway run and not end it. I thought I was starting it, but I didn't look. It happens. Oh well. Same deal. That's gonna be going out at the end of the show. We're giving away this small piece of 10 karat gold, but for right now, we're gonna sell. I missed the rips. I have a million packs I need to send so we can rip. Oh yeah. There. Sometimes I can get them. I mean, it's been a little harder. We've had some pretty big pulls for the packs that we have ripped for people. It's been kind of a lot. When we have got them, it's been a lot of fun. All right, so let me pull this kind of out of the box. It's like a sorority or I'm not sure sort of pin. I did acid test it. It did come back 14 karat. It is zero point 0.4 grams of 14 karat. So that's, I don't know, that's like $40, about $40 worth of gold. But that's like a college pin. 14 karat gold college pin. 14 karat gold college pin, $2. It is a 14 karat gold pin. We did find some more gold. I got really, really lucky. I'm really going to release a video on YouTube very soon showing off the gold rings that I found. I can show them off here, too. I was able to get 4 gold rings at $1 per ring. It was kind of crazy. I just bought all the jewelry that was kind of there, and they were like, well, here, how about this? And when I got home, I was surprised. There was quite a few silver rings and some gold rings. I was quite happy. You guys know, with gold being at like, what is that, 4,500 per ounce right now, and then silver is at like 80 per ounce. Who would have ever thought silver would be at $80 an ounce? Not me. Definitely not me. Thrifty Morgan taking that down. Very nice. Yeah, you do got a box. Let's have a little bit of fun. Let's have a little bit of fun. We're going to run a Nidoking from base set. This is a Nidoking from 1999, Wizards of the Coast. A Nidoking from 1999, Wizards of the Coast. I dare not even tell you what it's worth because I ran it so low, but you can have it. Why not? Nidoking from base set, 1999, Wizards of the Coast. These are all very clean cards. I would highly encourage you to get them graded. I would say, if you're going to grade them, be careful who you grade with. Obviously, PSA has been doing some shady stuff lately. They are still the most trusted grading company, but that is a Nidoking from the original base set of Pokemon from 1999, all the way back when Wizards of the Coast was the ones that were manufacturing the cards here locally, or distributing them rather. A very lovely Nidoking. We're going to do video games, Pokemon jewelry, consoles. We have an N64. If anyone's interested, you can pre-bid on it. DT taking it down. DT taking it down. Nice. All right. We have some big ones in here too. Oh boy, like that. That's like $300. If that was a double hollow, it'd be like $500. Here, let's do this watch. This watch is really cool. I'll run it at $2 as well. Yeah, I completely understand. And if the price, if it doesn't sell, maybe I keep it. You know, why not? This is a 17 joules. It is a Le Marquet 17 joules women's watch. It's made in France. In the back case, it even says "Made in France." It's not precious metals. It's not gold. If it was, it'd be worth quite a bit of money. But as is, it is a 17 joules women's 17 joules French. From what I was seeing, they're from like the 70s. And it does have a very nice movement, and it does have a very nice dial, and the band is very clean on it as well. It is overall a very lovely women's watch. Or, I mean, if you wanted to wear it as a man and you had kind of smaller wrists, you might be able to wear it. I might want one of the rings if you were talking about. Oh, okay, yeah, maybe. Chris and Stuff taking a shot at. I think it's a really cool one. I found one like this actually from the same company last year at a yard sale. It was $2, and I sold it at that point. I sold it for I think $890 because it was 14 karat gold. Chris and Stuff, thank you so much. Your box is over here. Okay. Let's do another sterling silver ring. This one looks like it has some sort of turquoise inclusions or something. I'm not sure. But we will start it at $2. Why not? That is a sterling silver ring with, I'm not sure if it's turquoise or it could be some other sort of stone, but that is a sterling silver ring. So, sterling silver is currently running for around $2 per gram, so you're definitely going to get your money's worth in the silver itself. That is a sterling silver ring. It's a little on the smaller side of things. It definitely is not a very big ring, but still a very lovely ring. And at the price for silver, you can't beat a 24-hour yard sale. Taking it down. These are the gold rings that I picked up. There are two. So this is a 10 carat. This is a cool one. It actually says Gothic 10 carat on the inside. It's from Kingsley and Sons, and it's like the Masonic Elks Lodge. So it's an Elks Lodge ring. It's a pretty heavy ring. It's like $400 worth of gold. And then there's this little. What is this one? This little 10 karat gold one. This is like a 2-grammer. And then there's this 14 karat gold one. This one is, I think this one was like 6 grams. And then there's this 14 karat gold one. They are missing, some of them are missing the stones, unfortunately, which sucks, but it is what it is. All right, let's run another sterling silver ring. This is another sterling silver ring. This one's stamped with a maker as well. I just can't read it because it's a little bit worn, but it is a sterling silver, like a women's sterling silver ring, maybe a men's toe ring, you know. Maybe a man would want to wear this on his small toe. It's possible. I mean, crazier things have happened. Maybe you want to feel like a sultan for the day. But that is a very cool, it's pretty, I mean, it's pretty thick. I had a scale out, but I think I put it away when I was cleaning up the table. We still have like 200 or 100. I don't even know. There's so many games. Oh, gosh. Please don't. All right. 24-hour yard sale. Taking down that ring. All right. Let's do another video game. Star Fox. Move to stage. Edit item. I had them all priced at around 50% start. Most of them, some of them were at 70, a few were at 40, and then I'll just reduce them if we're going to run them here. But this is Star Fox 64. That's Star Fox 64. It's a pretty great game. Currently, they comp at around $23. Around $23. That is Star Fox 64. It's a pretty good title. It's a really clean one, and if you're a reseller, you can definitely get your money back on this one. They are on price charting going for around $23. I missed the $1 days. I know. Star Fox. We do have. We run a lot of Pokemon cards at $1. DT reselling. Where's your box? Here, let's do $1 start on something here. What do we have? How about the Lion King? I think I have the Lion King. Yeah, that's already at 4, right? So we'll reduce it even more. We're going to do that. Here we go. The Lion King for Nintendo Game Boy. Not a very valuable game. I'm not going to front with you. It's only like an $8 game. Don't pay more than $8 for this for sure. I don't want you to overpay on this guy. It is not a very valuable game. I was surprised. I would have thought Lion King's kind of a big title. You know, maybe it'd be worth. But yeah, it's like $8. Chris and stuff, taking that down. I don't want to mislead you. Let's see. How about Frogger? Yeah. This is actually a fairly decent game. Edit item. We'll do that too. Frogger 2 for the Game Boy Color. That's Frogger 2 for the Game Boy Color. That's Frogger 2 for the Game Boy Color. And it does come with a Nintendo branded hard shell. Oh boy. A frog and a shell. What a better match has never seen. A very lovely. It is for the Game Boy Color. It's actually a lot of fun. I played so much Frogger over my days. I can't even. Yeah. DT reselling. Oh, taking it down. Nice. Let's do these guys. Yeah. I don't think I listed these. I didn't. Okay, cool. That'll make it easy. Auction. Move to stage. Duplicate. Alright. We're going to run all of these at the same time. There are... Yeah. There is Platinum Hits Namco Museum for the Xbox. Forza Motorsports for the Xbox. Robotech Battle Cry for the Xbox, actually a pretty good game. FIFA World Cup Germany Edition for the original Xbox. And then the best game in the bunch, Half-Life 2 for the original Xbox. These are all great games. They all work. They have sign-up boxes. I was going to run them individually, but I'll just run them all at the same time. Half-Life 2 is one of the greater games, in my opinion. That's where I first started playing, like, LAN games when I was, like, in high school. We would all, like, hang out in the computer labs and play Half-Life when we were supposed to be studying and stuff. Half-Life's a lot of fun. It really is. If you have an Xbox, there is an Xbox in the shop, too, for sale. It is for sale if you want to add it to your bunch. Electric 2022. Electric 2022. Taking that down. Oh god. Electric 2022. Nice. All right, thank you so much. Let's do Turok. Move to stage. Edit item. All right, I'm going to edit it down there, but it is not. It's worth way more than $2, but you can have it. If you get it for $2, by all means. That is Turok. By the way, Bolo, if you find the white label Turok, it's a very limited edition Turok. It's worth like $2,000 or something. So be on the lookout. There are some Turok variations that are worth so much money. It is insane. So always check the comps on games. That's why I comp every single game that I buy. It's the first thing I do when I get home. I write them all down because I want to know, is it a super valuable game or not? Because sometimes I would not know if something was that valuable. And the Turok variation with the white label, I can't even believe that. Like, what? DT reselling, taking it down. Nice. Let's do Perfect Dark. This game got so much of my childhood. There's probably a year of my life that I dedicated to playing Perfect Dark. I played so much. It was so much fun. And it's actually a pretty valuable game. Perfect Dark is going out to someone here today. It currently comps for around $20, so there you go. Do with that as you please. Perfect Dark, Sean, welcome in. Nebraska Reseller, welcome in. Hop in that giveaway. We are giving away some vintage Pokemon. Well, I guess that's Celebrations. That's not vintage, per se. Celebrations is like 2020, 2019. I don't remember. There are some valuable cards, though, and it is a gradable card. I'm going to be grading some cards very soon. I'm very excited to see how they come back. DT reselling. Thank you so much. All right. Let's switch it up. Let's do the Jungle Book. Jungle Book. Move to stage. Edit item. We're going to do this one at $1 because we're crazy. The Jungle Book for the original Game Boy with the manual. The Jungle Book with the manual for the original Game Boy with the original Nintendo hardshell. That is Jungle Book for the original Game Boy, and it comes with the original manual. That is a Jungle Book, original Jungle Book manual and game for the original Game Boy. That is a very lovely Jungle Book and the Jungle Book game, plus a hard shell case to go with it. Looking like Chris and Stuff's going to take it down. And he did. Very nice. Very nice. All right, let's do this real quick. Let's grab some of this. And let's do this. This is a very lovely women's, I believe it's a women's Seiko. I don't think a man could wear this. Maybe. You could, maybe. Move to stage. Duplicate. This is a women's Seiko watch. And here, you know what? I'll lot it with this other one. Well, I think this is just kind of an off-brand Geneva watch. I don't know. But we're going to do both watches. The women's Seikos are pretty good. They do go pretty hard sometimes on the Bay and elsewhere. But do that as you please. That is a women's Seiko, and I believe this one's more of like an off-brand watch, but not a bad deal. Have two watches in one auction. Sounds a little crazy, but there you go. That is Christian stuff. Taking it down. Nice. All right, we're going to move over here to another sterling silver ring. Duplicate. This is, let me see if this one got any more marks besides just the 925. It does not. It is only marked with 925. That is a very lovely, it's just a little on the smaller side. It looks like there's like a croissant. Maybe I'm just hungry, but that looks a little like a croissant to me. A croissant ring, that's right. You can have it, a very lovely, or prawn maybe, a croissant prawn sterling silver ring. You could wear it while you were having some croissants, perhaps. Actually, croissants are great. My wife bakes a lot, and she makes croissants sometimes, and they're fantastic. That's living, looking like they might take it down. Sterling silver's worth, I think it's worth right around like $1.90 something per gram right now. So, and that's not factoring in like, you know, the value of it being designed into a ring, I suppose. I don't know. Okay. How about... Well, we'll do that in a minute, because that's big items, and we're going to kind of wait. We have this lot of Cutco cutlery, so if anyone's interested, holler out. Otherwise, we're going to wait to do that until later, probably. Oh, hey, thank you so much, Tripty Morgan. Wario Land is up next. Wario. This is a super valuable game, guys. Move to stage. Edit item. Wario Land. Hold up. Yeah, it's currently comping at $31. That's right, $31 for Wario Land 3. But you can have it for less than that. Wario Land 3 for the Game Boy Color. That is Wario Land 3 for the Game Boy Color. Currently, price charting has it at $31. eBay had it at like $29 and $30 were the last two sales. So I think price charting was $1 higher, but it is what it is. Wario Land 3 for the Game Boy Color with the see-through clear box, and it can be yours, and it's going to be DT reselling. Very nice. Very lovely. All right, let's do Yoshi. Yoshi. Move to stage. Edit item. We'll do this one down there crazy low. Why not? Let's be nuts. Yoshi for the Game Boy. That is Yoshi for the Game Boy. Yoshi for the Game Boy with an original Nintendo hard shell. That is Yoshi. A very clean. Look at how nice that the label on that is cleaner than almost any of the other ones that I have here tonight. There's like, it is just super nice. And let me put it back into its case and keep it nice. It is going to just for. Very nice. Just for you. Let's see. Just for. There's your box. Nice. All right. Let's do Dr. Mario. Doctor. Move to stage. Edit item. Here we go. Let me show it off, and you can get your pre-bids in. This is Dr. Mario for the original Game Boy. Dr. Mario for the original Game Boy. A very lovely Dr. Mario for the original Game Boy. That is a cool game. I've had this on pretty much every system come through come through my desk at some point. It's kind of crazy how many of these games I've come across. Never like more than one of the same variation, but I've had it in like NES and this and it's pretty crazy. Dr. Mario, very lovely, and you do get the Nintendo hard shell. Actually, this one, no, it is Nintendo. It is a Nintendo branded hard shell. Electric. Thank you so much. Let's do Tetris 2. Move to stage. Edit item. Here we go. Tetris Part 2. Tetris Part 2. I think it's a $14 game right now. $11. Never mind. $11. Tetris 2 for the Nintendo Game Boy. Tetris 2. Tetris 2. I know you played some Tetris back in the day, and what a great deal. Tetris 2 for the Game Boy. It can be yours, and it does come with the Nintendo branded hard shell, because you know that means everything. That is Tetris 2 for the original Game Boy. Tetris 2 for the Game Boy, a very fantastic game, and it can be yours right here, right now, in this moment. A very lovely Tetris 2 for the Game Boy. I'm going to take a quick drink of water. Yum. Just for... That's going into your package for you. Nice. All right, let's do Mickey Mouse. Move to stage. Edit item. I'm going to start this one at 5. This is Mickey Mouse, Mickey's Dangerous Chase. It does come with the manual. This is Mickey Mouse, Mickey's Dangerous Chase for the Nintendo Game Boy, with the game, the manual, and the hard shell case. This is Mickey's Dangerous Chase. Mickey's Dangerous Chase for the Game Boy. That is Mickey's Dangerous Chase for the Game Boy. Ooh, the first Death Pile game of the night. We'll have to circle back to that. Let's do Tarzan. Move to stage. Edit item. I'll start it down there. This is Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle for the Game Boy. It's actually a pretty valuable game. It's pretty collectible, and you really don't come across these that often. Let me find out where it is at on my chart. Tarzan, $9 game, $9 game. The Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle, Tarzan for the Game Boy. Tarzan for the Game Boy. A very lovely Tarzan for the Game Boy. Chris and stuff. Taking it down at a steal. All right, let's grab something else. Let's grab this one. Duplicate. Edit item. I'm going to start this one at 5. It is worth, currently, Tetris, this is the Japanese version of Tetris. The original, it is stamped 1989. That is worth $25. And then the manual to go with it is another $20. So you have a collective $45 in value here. That is Tetris and the original Japanese Minette, or whatever the heck it is pronounced, Japanese Tetris, and the Tetris manual. Currently, $45 is about what those are comping at, and they can be yours for substantially less than that. But this is Tetris number 1, where it all started. It is Tetris. It's the Japanese version. It's Japanese Minette or Minute. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. But again, the game by itself is going for around $25, and then the manual goes for $20. So a really great deal. Both the game and the manual can be yours, and they will be somebody's here tonight. And you are going to get the Nintendo branded hard shell to go with it. So there you go. A Tetris manual and Tetris 1, the Japanese version, going to That's Living. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's Living. Okay, let's do Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Oh, it said Tarzan. Oh, no. Why did I must have double ran it. Oops. Well, it's going to be okay. We know what it is. I will keep that in mind when I'm packaging things up. And let me just double check Tetris. Yeah, it's not. Okay, yeah. Edit item. I'm going to get the other Tetris. I made a boo-boo, but that's okay. We know what happened. All right, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Edit item. $5. This is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure for the original Game Boy. That is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure for the original Game Boy. That's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure for the original Game Boy. It is currently comps at around $15, so it's not a bad deal at $5 for certain. That is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure for the original Game Boy. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure for the original Game Boy. All right, let's get that into Thrifty Morgan's box. Very nice. All right, let's grab some of these guys. We have Marble Madness. I thought we had a thing for that. I guess we don't. Let's see if I have that listed on here. Marble. No. All items. Here, you know what? Let's get the N64 out the way. N64. Move to stage. All right, so let me grab a box. I need a bigger box to put the N64 in. But it is as shown there. It does come with the power cord and the AV cable. It comes with a green controller and an original gray controller. I don't need to write the name on it yet because no one has purchased it. Let's do this. Let me grab all of the items here and try to show them off, and I'll put them in the box. This is an N64 bundle. You get the green controller. You get the AV cables. You get, oh god, you get me punching my tablet. You get the gray controller. You get the, hold up, hey, the power cable. And then you're also going to get the actual Nintendo 64. So that is an N64 bundle, 2 controllers, AV cables, power cable, and the 2 controllers. The green controller is actually, it's like the jungle green controller. It's a pretty popular controller, and it can be yours. Right here. This is, I think, the 4th Nintendo 64 I've gotten. Winter was so good to me for getting Nintendo stuff. I've been sourcing a lot of stuff on Facebook. I run, like, ads, I guess is what I'd say, in the local Facebook groups, just trying to reach out to people and see if they have video game collections. And then what I do is just go buy everything that they have, if I can. And that helps me to be able to source things for a little bit cheaper. The systems end up being, like, 30%-ish, 40%. I try to be in that range. That's where I try to be. I try to buy $1 for 30 cents and sell it for 70 or something, you know. DT taking that down. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Expansion. I don't know. Let me look. You know what? It had this in it. So we'll just toss that in there for you. This is like another, I think this is like another $15, but I'll just toss it in there, DT. You've always been good to me, so I'll just toss this in. It's just a jumper pack, but that is what was in there. Unfortunately, not the expansion pack. That would have been nice. Those are like $40 or something, which is crazy. Okay, we got so many other games. This actually goes into one of the controllers. I'm gonna put that in the box too. There we go. All right, let's run the Light Boy. Move to stage. Edit item. What did that say? Any PSP games? No, not today. I am going to be getting maybe some PlayStation games soon. I'm not sure yet. They haven't pulled the trigger. This is a Light Boy for the original Game Boy. Basically, what you would do is you'd plug your Game Boy into here, and then you put batteries in the back. And they comp at like $30. It is Light Boy for the original Game Boy. This is a Nintendo Light. Oh, wow. Okay. We'll leave that there for now. Oh, the giveaway ended. Micheller, you took down the giveaway right there. I'm going to get that into a package for you here momentarily. I need to drink some water. Close. Okay, let's do the PlayStation next. Move to stage. And we're going to be crazy. We're going to be absolutely insane. Why not? Okay. Let me go over here. I got to go to the other side. Hold up. We're going to do a PlayStation 1 bundle. You have the controller 1. You have controller 2. You have the actual PlayStation with a sticker that I tried desperately to get off but could not. and then you have the other cords to go with it. I'm going to set it right here, and you can have it. This is a PlayStation 1 bundle, 2 controllers, and the AV cables and the power cord. That's a PlayStation 1 bundle. PlayStation 1 bundle. A PlayStation 1 bundle. You're going to get both controllers. I'm going to get these back into the bag. 2 controllers and the PlayStation itself. You can work on trying to get the sticker off if you like. I tried really hard to get it off. And I didn't have the right stuff, I guess. I didn't have the gumption to go all the way with it. So, Chris and stuff, taking that down. I'm going to get a bigger box set up for you. Hold on. Okie dokie. That is going into your box. Chris and stuff. Perfect. Okay, let's do another giveaway. PS2 system. I will be getting a PS2 system. I just don't have any right now at this moment, unfortunately. Giveaway, duplicate. Let's do a vintage Beedrill for the giveaway. So the next giveaway is going to be this vintage Pokemon card. It is a very lovely Beedrill, and we will toss in one of my very lovely Pacific Picker stickers. Put it on your car. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers. It would mean the world to me if you take a minute and go to YouTube and type in @Pacific Picker, all one word, and just hit subscribe. Once we hit 1,000 subs, we are giving away another piece of gold. So be on the lookout for that. For now, let's run another sterling silver ring. Duplicate. Alright. This is a sterling silver ring. A very lovely sterling silver ring. That is a very lovely sterling silver ring. Any GameCube games? No. Those are unicorns around where I'm at. They're so hard to come across. It's crazy. And every time I do, they have no box. That's a very lovely sterling silver ring. A very lovely sterling silver ring. A very pretty... It looks like it has some small, maybe some diamond chips. Or little itty bitty diamonds inside there, just for taking it down. Very nice. Let's do another game. Let's do a big one. Move to stage. Edit it down. I'm gonna edit it down to $5. But it's worth a lot more than that. This is Left 4 Dead Part 2. It is currently comping at $34, complete in box. That is Left 4 Dead 2 for the Xbox 360. That's Left 4 Dead 2 for the Xbox 360. As I said, they are currently comping at around $34. But why not? You can have it for $5. Left 4 Dead 2. It's actually a fantastic game, if you're asking me. Left 4 Dead 1 was a little bit better than number 2, but I still like number 2. Left 4 Dead 2 for the original Xbox 360. Left 4 Dead 2 complete inbox for the Xbox 360. A very, very nice game. And it can be yours for about a third of what it goes for on the Bay. Outbidder taking it down. Nice. Where's your box? All the way in the back 30. Okay. Crimson Skies up next. Move to stage. Alright, this is Crimson Skies High Road to Revenge. It is a double disc game. This is Crimson Skies. I'm sorry, it's not a double disc game. It's a single disc game. What was I saying? This is Crimson Skies. High Road to Revenge Platinum Hits for the Xbox, the original Xbox. That is Crimson Sky. I can't even say it. Crimson Sky. I can't. All right, Death Pile. It is. Let's do Red Dead. I almost want to keep Red Dead. It's such a good game. But here we go. This is Red Dead Redemption with the original map actually in the box. So that is as complete in box as it can get. This is Red Dead Redemption for the Xbox 360. That is Red Dead Redemption for the Xbox 360. Complete inbox. Red Dead Redemption for the Xbox 360. A very lovely Red Dead Redemption for the Xbox 360. No Red Dead fans. All right, I don't blame you. Some of them are some. Yeah, I understand. All right, let's do Tony Hawk's. All right, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 for the Game Boy Color. That is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 for the Game Boy Color. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 for the Game Boy Color. That's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. And you can have it. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 for the Game Boy Color. Oh, yeah. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 going to DT reselling. Very nice. Let's do Solar Striker. We'll bring it down to $4. That's Solar Striker, a fantastic game. The label on that is super duper clean, and it can be yours for a third of what it goes for elsewhere. That is Solar Striker for the original Nintendo Game Boy. Solar Striker for the Game Boy, a very fun game indeed. Solar Striker for the Game Boy, very clean, no hard shell for this one, but still a very fun game nonetheless, and not a bad deal. Just for taking it down, nice. Let's do Off-Road with the manual. We'll bring it down to $5. Off-Road. Super Off-Road's an $18 game with the manual, though, just so you're aware. Super Off-Road for the original Game Boy with the manual, game and manual. They can be yours. A fantastic deal. Super Off-Road for the original Game Boy. That is Super Off-Road for the original Game Boy with the manual and the game. Both the game and the manual for Super Off-Road. Actually, these off-road games, the earlier ones, were actually kind of fun. They weren't very realistic at all, but they were quite a bit of fun. Oh, Chris and stuff taking it down. Very nice. Okay, let's do Toy Story. This is Toy Story 2 for the Game Boy. It does have the black case, which is really cool. That is the original color, though, so fret not. This is Toy Story 2 for the Game Boy. That is Toy Story 2 for the Game Boy. With the original hard shell, the Nintendo hard shell, that is Game Boy. That is Toy Story 2 for the original Game Boy. A very fun, very, very fun game. And the movies were iconic. Tim Allen, Tom Hanks. I mean, you can't go wrong. Just for taking it down. Very nice. All right, let's do the final sterling silver ring. This is a sterling silver ring with sterling silver little bells on it. Very small. Very, very small. Like itty bitty small. That is a sterling silver ring. A very fun sterling silver ring with sterling silver bells on it. Ring the bells for the occasion because sterling silver is coming to your house very soon. TX Fireman, welcome in. Hop in that giveaway. We're giving away some vintage Pokemon cards, and we're running video games like it's going out of business. 24-hour yard sale, nice. We still have so many games, like I can't even. All right, let's do this real quick. Duplicate. These currently go for $31. You can have it for $2. Light Boy for the original Game Boy. Light Boy for the original Game Boy. They comp out at around $31. This is a Light Boy for the original Game Boy. You plug your Game Boy in there, and you can look through the magnifying glass to see it better. But you can sell these. They do sell pretty regularly on the Bay for that around $30 mark, and you can have it for substantially less than that. This is a Light Boy for the original Game Boy. A Light Boy, trademark, patent pending, with a red switch on the side. Very cool. A Light Boy for the original Game Boy. For that bulky Game Boy. That's Living, taking it down. Nice. There you go. Oh, you got the Game Boy, too. That's fantastic. Okay, let's do Wave Racer. Wave Racer. Edit item. I'll bring it down to $5. But I think this is like a $16 game. Yeah, 1681. Wave Race for the N64, Wave Race 64. This is a pretty great game. Currently, they price chart around $16. You can have it for $5. Wave Race for the Nintendo 64. That is Wave Race for the Nintendo 64. That's Wave Race for the N64. Outbidder taking it down. Very nice. Fantastic deal. Madden. Do I not have Madden? I don't think that I actually listed Madden. But here we go. Madden 99 for the N64. Madden 99 for the N64. Is it going to start? I do not know. I thought I hit start. Is it working? Is it running? I can't tell. Madden 99. What is going on with this? Oh, there we go. Madden 99. Madden 99 for the N64. That is Madden 99. I mean, they were iconic games. All of the Madden games were iconic. Obviously, the sports games for the N64 are not super valuable, and this is no exception. It's like a $6 game. Most sports games for the N64. I had a guy try to sell me 300 N64 games. Every one of them was a sports game. I turned it down. I was like, I can't, man. On principle, I gotta stand on business. High stakes gambling. I was like, oh yeah, dude, that's so many games. I'm all about that. And then it came time, and I was like, oh, that's all sports games. $2. We'll start this at $2. Why not? High stakes gambling for not all Madden 99s. No, good lord. There are variations of games, but none of them. I looked every single one of them up. Not a single one of them was over $10. Like I was like, I can't do it. High stakes gambling game and manual for the original Game Boy. High stakes gambling for the original Game Boy. That's high stakes gambling. No one wants it for $2. Wow. Okay, let's do F1 race. F1 race. Move to stage. F1 race. F1 race. Here, you know what? We'll put it with the All-Star high stakes gambling. That's now 2 games. That's now 2 games. F1 race and high stakes gambling. That's 2 original Nintendo Game Boy games, and you can have them right here, right now. F1 race and high stakes gambling. F1 race and high stakes gambling. That is 2 very lovely Nintendo Game Boy games at a steal of a deal. A very lovely Dolphin Island Joe. Welcome in. Hop in that giveaway. 2 very lovely Nintendo Game Boy games. 2 of them. 2 very nice Nintendo Game Boy games, and they can be yours. Jot the Dot taking them down. Very nice. Thank you so much for your purchase. Let's do RoboCop. RoboCop. Move to stage. RoboCop. Move to stage. I'm going to start it at $1 because I'm crazy like that. This is RoboCop. RoboCop's a $19 game. No, that's actually just a box of miscellaneous trinkets. RoboCop for the original Nintendo Game Boy, a $19 game for $1. Yeah. Game Boy, a very lovely Game Boy RoboCop game. RoboCop, the original RoboCop for Nintendo Game Boy. Price charting puts it at around $19, but you do with that as you will. Nintendo Game Boy games are getting harder to come by, and this can be yours for a fraction of the price. That's Living taking it down. Nice. Very nice. Let's grab... because people are always after chords, and people ask me sometimes for chords, so let's do a chord. Let's do a chord. We're going to do I believe it's NES. Yeah, NES. Coax cable. Move to stage. People can always use a NES coax cable, branded Nintendo. NES coax cable. That is an NES coax cable for your Nintendo Entertainment System. That is a Nintendo Entertainment System coax cable. You could always use it because you're always losing it. I'm sure I lose these like crazy, and I come across them a lot too when I buy. I buy like whole collections of cords because you never know when you can use them. I also have 2 original SNES power cables, and those things go for literally like $60. I can't even believe it. Jot the Dot taking that down. I gotta lose some weight so I can squeeze through there better. The winter pies. The dilemma of having too many pies during the winter. Okay. Let's do Pilot Wings. Pilot Wings. Move to stage. Alright, this is Pilot Wings for the Nintendo 64. This is Pilot Wings for the Nintendo 64. A very lovely Nintendo 64 game. And this comps at $20, so not a bad deal. Pilot Wings, cut right to the point. Pilot Wings, I'm always looking for cables for all systems. Nice. If you have any that you are specifically looking for, let me know, and I'll look if I have them right now. I know I have another one of those cables. Pilot Wings, $20 game, comps at $20, guys. Pilot Wings 64 is a $20 game. You can have it for $1. Pilot Wings 64. I have multiple PlayStation power cables. I think I have 2 Nintendo 64 AV cables. I've got a GameCube AV cable. Just 4 taking it down. Nice. We got there. Okay. What about Twisted Edge? There we go. Twisted Edge for the Nintendo 64. Twisted Edge Extreme Snowboarding. Twisted Edge. Twisted Edge snowboarding. Extreme snowboarding for the N64. We love it. DT Reselling. Taking it down. That is going into your box. Okay. Let's mix it up with a Pokemon card. Alright. In order to do this accurately, let me grab one here. We have a lot of big end cards. Like we got some stuff. But we're gonna run Hitmonlee number 7 first. Move to stage. Duplicate. Edit item. And all of these vintage hollows, I'm gonna start them at $7. That is a Hitmonlee from the Fossil set. A Hitmonlee from the Fossil set. Currently, ungraded, these go for $15.75. And you can have it for half the value. I honestly would have thought these would have gone for more money. You'd think original vintage holographic Pokemon cards would go for good money, but they don't always. Okay, what about... Let's do some dollar ones. Edit item. Dollar start. Let's do it. Dollar start, and we will do it on a Vaporeon from Team Rocket. It is worth quite a bit more than $1, but you can have it for $1. That is a Dark Vaporeon from the Team Rocket set, the original Team Rocket set from the year 2000. The year 2000 Team Rocket Dark Vaporeon. It is a very, very nice card, and you can have it for only $1. That is a Dark Vaporeon, non-hollow. It'd be really cool if it was the hollow, but it is the non-hollow. Still, a very nice and fairly valuable card. Dark Vaporeon, I win land. You win land. I want to win some land. That'd be nice. I want like 20 acres in the woods. That's what I am striving towards. To build a big, like, I don't know, reselling compound, I guess. I win land. Nice. All right, we'll do some more. Let's do a Dark Charmeleon. Same set. Again, a fairly valuable card. Yeah, I think that just sounds like the best. Duplicate. Dark Charmeleon from Team Rocket set. That is a Dark Charmeleon from Team Rocket set, the year 2000. Dark Charmeleon from Team Rocket. It's actually pretty clean. I'd say it's centered pretty nicely, too. There's maybe a little bit of whiting on the top. Unfortunately, with these old cards, you could have them perfect, and PSA will still dock them and give you really bad grades. They're harsh, really, really harsh on vintage cards. Here, I'm gonna toss that in too, just for that's the Charmander to go with it. Okay, here we go. Dark Flareon. We'll probably sell, I don't know, I have I think maybe 5,000 cards on the table next to me. I don't think there's any world we actually get to that. Dark Flareon from the Team Rocket set. A Dark Flareon from the Team Rocket set. A Dark Flareon from the Team Rocket set. A very, very cool Pokemon card. Definitely one that I have in my own personal binder now. I also have the holographic version in my binder. And I have a holo version of this for sale. If anyone is interested, do let me know. I win land. Taking that down. Nice. Like I said, we're going to mix it up. Do Pokemon. Do not Pokemon. Do video games. We still have a little bit of jewelry. A lot of video games still. Probably another 60 games. We had a lot. But we're going to mix it up. Dark Dragonair from the original Team Rocket set. That is a Dark Dragonair from the original Team Rocket set. Very beautiful card. Centered pretty nicely. Maybe a little top heavy. But that is a Dark Dragonair from the original Team Rocket set from the year 1999. I'm sorry, 2000. The year 2000. Dark Dragonair. A very lovely Dark Dragonair from the year 2000. Team Rocket set. Very nice. All right. Let's pause that for 5 seconds. We got these too. Like, look, these are all trainer cards, and they're pretty nice. Some of those are pretty decent cards. Let's do this Kabutops real quick, because it's actually a pretty decent one. Kabutops, I think it's actually worth like 12. Kabutops. That is a Kabutops. I'm not sure of the series. There were so many. It'd be so hard to keep track. Kabutops. That is very lovely, especially with Kabutops kind of having or Kabuto having kind of a heyday right now. The card's values. Oh, just 4 saw it. I was going to put it down. I was like, this is going to go in my binder now. I do still have that first edition binder if someone wants to pull the trigger on it. Last time I ran it at 500 and nobody wanted it. So, Kabutops going to I Win Land. But it is an entire binder of first edition Pokemon cards. Let's do a game. 4-1. 4-1. Move to stage. Duplicate. 4-1. This is 4-1 for the original Game Boy game and manual. 4-1 for the original Game Boy. I think it's $12. I covered up the sheet with somebody's box, so I can't see it right now. This is 4-1 for the original Game Boy game and manual. That is 4-1 for the original Game Boy game and manual. That is a very lovely 4-1 for the original Game Boy, and you do have the game and the manual. No box. None of these had the original boxes, unfortunately. Game Boy boxes are hard to survive. Drop the dot. Thank you so much. Okay, let's do a stack over here. What do we got here? Black Ops 2. Yeah, let's do Black Ops 2. Move to stage. Edit item. Drop it down to $4 to start. This is Black Ops 2 for Xbox 360. This is Black Ops 2 for Xbox 360. Currently, Price Trading has this at $15. And change. Hold on. Black Ops 2, $14. My bad. $14. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 for the Xbox 360 going to Outbidder. Nice. All right, Call of Duty Black Ops 1. All right, Call of Duty Black Ops number 1. Call of Duty Black Ops number 1 for the Xbox 360. That is Call of Duty Black Ops Part 1 for the Xbox 360. It's where it all started. If you are a Black Ops fan, you definitely know this game. It is a very lovely Call of Duty Black Ops 1 for the Xbox 360. All right, we'll put that over there for now. Let's grab Halo 2 edit item. Halo 2 for the original Xbox. That is Halo 2 for the original Xbox. Breeze Flippers, welcome in. If you guys are looking for any specific games, let me know, because I do have a lot of games. I'm not even sure we'll get through them all tonight. We'll see. Halo 2, I started early because it's the NFL playoffs tonight, and I was like, I want to make sure that... Okay, we'll put that over here as well. Let's do another Game Boy game. Top Gear Rocket. A TX Fireman 1972. You won the giveaway. That is a vintage Beedrill Pokemon card and a sticker. Stick around. We are going to do a much bigger giveaway at the end of the show, but that is not but for a while yet. Let's do a Lapras for the giveaway. And the game that we're going to run next is Top Gear Rocket for the Game Boy Color, and it does come with the Rumble thing built in. That is Top Gear Pocket, not Rocket. Top Gear Pocket for the Game Boy Color. That is Top Gear Pocket for the Game Boy Color. Top Gear Pocket for the Game Boy Color. Not a bad game. We will, all right, put it over here with the pile. Let's grab RC, everyone's favorite game, RC Super RC. I'm going to put it at $5, which is what a deal. Super RC Pro Am. Super RC Pro AM for the original Game Boy. Game and manual, and the manual is pretty clean. That is Super RC Pro AM for the Game Boy, and you're also going to get the manual, the game, and the manual. That is Super RC Pro AM Racing for the Game Boy. A pretty decent title, and it's going to Outbidder. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Alright, let's grab... Let me go over here. Let's grab one of these knives. I'm going to start it at $5. And you can have a vintage Cutco knife. It is branded Cutco. You can see right there on the blade itself. This is a vintage Cutco knife. If you know, you know. Cutco knives are very, very nice, and they sell for a ridiculous amount of money. I've sold many Cutco knives for over $100. These things are currently going for around $60. This is a vintage Cutco. I think it's a bread knife or a fillet knife. This is a vintage Cutco. We have 3 other Cutco items, but this is one of the nicer ones, and it is stupid sharp. It's very, very sharp. So I'll make sure I wrap it in something like I'll tape cardboard around it or something to make sure it's not stabby when you get it. This is a very nice Cutco knife. Always be on the lookout for Cutco knives. They go for really, really good money. That's Living, taking that down. All right, let's do the bigger one. This one is the nicest of the bunch. This is a well over $100 Cutco knife. A well over $100 Cutco knife. You can look up the model number 22 Cutco. Very, very nice, and you can have it. That is a very, very nice Cutco knife. The nicest of the night. A very, very nice Cutco knife. It is very heavy duty. It is very sharp. That is Cutco. A very, very nice, very large, very sharp Cutco knife. It is a very large, like, butcher knife. And it can be yours for it. They're just high quality items to have in your house, to be honest with you. That is a Cutco, very, very nice. The nicest of the Cutco knives that I have. But we also have two other utensils for Cutco. Always be on the lookout for Cutco stuff. It is just good. It's high quality. I actually sold it when it was one of the jobs I chose to do. All my family members bought a little bit of Cutco. That's living. Very nice. They're so nice. All right, up next, we're gonna run the Cutco. This is actually, it's branded Cutco right there. A little hard to see it. Come on now. There we go. Cutco number 15 ladle. Soup ladle. So that is the Cutco number 15. And this is actually a very nice vintage piece. It's an older one. It's the Cutco number 15 Cutco. I always identify Cutco by the handles. So if you're going to yard sales or estate sales, best way to identify Cutco is by those handles. They always look the same. And that's going to Jot the Dot. Very nice. Set that into your package for you. And we have the final Cutco item of the night, duplicate. This is Cutco number 16, and this is a spatula. Cutco number 16, and this is a spatula. A very high quality spatula, I might add. Cutco number 16. Number 16 spatula. A Cutco number 16 spatula. Imagine flipping your eggs with this and then flipping your pancakes with this. It'll be a great time. Cutco's great. They really are. If I could have all Cutco stuff in my house, I probably would, because it's just high quality. It doesn't break. It stands up to heat and everything. It's just nice. Nice. Drop the dots. Taking that down. Very nice. All right, we're going to take 2 seconds to do a quick water break. Delicious. Delicious. All right, up next. This thing is sick. And I am going to start it at $10 because they are worth a lot more than that. This is a very lovely brass, made in India brass necklace. And then it has like this mother of pearl opalescent like stones inlaid. It is a hard necklace. And the ones that I saw selling online were going for pretty good money. So there you go. I don't know how it would fit. Maybe like an armband necklace. I'm not sure. All right, we'll save that. How about another Game Boy game? Or how about these two games? Let's get rid of some of the death pile. These went in there just a little bit ago. BS Retro, welcome in. Two games, Call of Duty Black Ops for the Xbox 360 and Halo 2 for the Xbox. Call of Duty Black Ops for the Xbox 360 and Halo 2 for the Xbox. That is Call of Duty Black Ops and Halo 2 for the Xbox and Xbox 360. Two very lovely games. Oh, we're doing great, BS. We've had a lot of fun selling a lot of games here tonight. And we've sold some pretty great ones. We still have some great ones left. Chris and Stuff. Ooh. And a lot of Pokemon cards. All right, duplicate. This is Mickey's Dangerous Chase for the original Game Boy. Game and manual. Mickey's Dangerous Chase for the original Game Boy. That is Mickey's Dangerous Chase manual and game. $12 is currently what that goes for with the manual. $12 is what that goes for. You're also going to get the case as well. Mickey's Dangerous Chase for the original Game Boy. Game and manual. Going to drop the dot. Very nice. Very lovely. All right, let's do Dead Heat Scramble. Dead Heat Scramble. Move to stage. Edit item $1. Dead Heat Scramble. Let's see. Dead Heat Scramble. Oh, wrong page. Dead Heat Scramble. I'll probably find it by the time you guys finish bidding on it. Dead Heat Scramble is a $12 game. Dead Heat Scramble, a $12 game. Comps at $12. The label on that is super clean, though, and that's kind of what I always look for, is whether or not the labels are clean. Outbidder. Nice. Okay, let's do Red Dead Redemption again, because someone's gonna want it. Complete inbox Red Dead Redemption with the map. Complete inbox Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption. I think it's like a $20 game or something. They're not cheap. Red Dead Redemption for the Xbox 360. Red Dead Redemption for the Xbox 360. Red Dead Redemption. It is complete in box, guys. It does come with the original map as well, which sometimes they don't come with that. I've owned like 100 copies of this. Red Dead Redemption for the Xbox 360. Red Dead Redemption going to Chris and Stuff. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, let's do Word Zap. Oh, maybe not. Let's try Zap. Nope, I didn't put it in. All right, Word Zap, duplicate. This is Word Zap, original Game Boy game with the case and the manual. This is Word Zap for the original Game Boy. That's Word Zap for the original Game Boy. That is Word Zap for the original Game Boy game and the Nintendo game case, hard shell, and the manual. All right, no wordies. Let's grab Marble Madness. Edit item. There we go. Marble Madness. Marble Madness for the Nintendo Game Boy. That is Marble Madness for the Nintendo Game Boy. Marble Madness for only $1. Marble Madness for the Nintendo Game Boy. It is a $12 game. Price charting puts it at $12.60. You can have it for only $2. Marble Madness. You can shoot some marbles like you did when you were a child. Because I know I did. I played with marbles as a kid. It was a lot of fun. Outbidder. Nice. I don't think we ran this guy, so let's do that. Let's run the sterling silver bracelet. Yeah. Made in Italy. Is a very thick, I think it's like 15 grams. Duplicate. Edit item. We had 2 of them. And here it is. You can see the marks on the end right there where it says Made in Italy 925 sterling silver. That is a very lovely 925 sterling silver cuff bracelet. It's a very nice bracelet. It's sterling silver too, so it is valuable as well. It is a precious metal, as it were, and it can be yours for a fraction of what you would probably buy it for in another store. Sterling silver bracelets like this can go for pretty good money. I've sold some for the hundreds of dollars. They were bigger than this one, but I have sold some pretty high up there. Nice. 24-hour yard sale, taking it down. Very good. All right, let's do a random lot. We're going to do a random lot. We're going to do these pins, and we're going to do this weird... We have some items. Okay, let's do that. All right, so there is 2 bracelets or 2 necklaces here. One of them is a gold-filled necklace. The other is not sterling silver. And then you're going to get this charm bracelet. This charm bracelet has multiple charms on it. multiple charms. It is a charm bracelet and this handful of jewelry. Let me load an auction up here to get it ready. And then you're also going to get this double coin like clip thingy. I'm not entirely sure what it is. I didn't look it up. You may have a come up because I don't know. Let me start it at $1. We're going to do all of this stuff right here in my hand. We're also going to do these BPOE pins. Two of them are gold filled, so there's pretty decent money just in that. And then you're also going to get this really cool metric converter keychain. That's going to go in there. And this other little pin. And hold on, we're not done yet. There's like this jade-looking bracelet. And then there's this little pocket knife. That's going to go with it. And then we're going to toss in... we'll toss this into. Nice. Thrifty Morgan. Very good. All right, let's do... Well, let's grab this guy, because this is pretty cool. This is a... Hold on. Let me grab my... hold on. All right, 1 second. I think we have another 10 karat gold necklace that we can run. I didn't realize. I'm going to grab the acids right now. I got to be careful because I actually acid burned my fingers the other day when I was testing stuff, and that was not pleasant. Well, I guess that was like 2 weeks ago, but I'm going to just do a quick test here. It looks like it says 10K, but I can't see. It's really small and quite worn. So we're going to give it an old testaroonie right here live on the show, and we're going to see. And if it's not, we'll know that too. All the better. All right, it does appear to be so far passing the 10 karat test. I do not want to pour that on me. We'll give it another minute or so just to make sure. And then I'll put it into a box. There we go. And we'll set that there. It does look like it has a cultured pearl with it. Trash to treasure. We're going to probably go a little later. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, it's still standing up. So we got a 10 karat gold necklace. Duplicate. Edit item. You know what? Let's be crazy. $1 10 karat gold necklace with a cultured pearl. $1 10 karat gold necklace with a cultured pearl. I'm going to try not to acid burn my fingers some more. 10 karat gold necklace with a cultured pearl. Very lovely. Probably around $60, $65 worth of gold there. So not a bad deal at all. Very lovely 10 karat gold necklace with a cultured pearl. And it can be yours for much less than the cost of gold, that is for sure. What else can we toss in with? Well, we'll just leave it as that. We'll leave because this is gold. We don't want to mess with the... Yeah. 10 karat gold necklace with a cultured pearl. I thought I had another little piece of 10 karat. Oh, it's that. I was like, I thought I had another piece of 10 karat, but it's the giveaway we're doing at the end of the night. House of Collectibles, welcome in. House of Collectibles, welcome in. A very lovely 10 karat gold. We are doing a 10 karat gold giveaway, too. Stick around to the very end. Only the people who stay to the very end are going to be able to take part in that. 24-hour yard sale. It is this lovely little, like, it's part of a pin. And it comes in at like 0.3 grams of 10 carats. So not too bad. We've done some pretty decent giveaways in the past. Let's do something fun. Let's do a Haunter. Duplicate. Oh, we'll stick it at $1. If someone gets it for that, then you get a Haunter for $1. This is a Haunter from the Fossil set. Oh god, they're going for $19.75. Here we go. Hunter holographic fossil from the holographic fossil series. $19.75 is the current ungraded price on this card. That is about what you'd probably have to pay if you went to a card show and tried to pick it up. Let me try to get better lighting on it. That is a very lovely Hunter from the fossil series. Melise taking it down at an unbelievably great deal. Let me grab a box for you. Millie's. Nice. All right, your box is there. Very good, very good. Or not? Let's do another video game. Championship Motocross. Move to stage, start auction. Championship Motocross 2001. Championship Motocross 2001 for the Game Boy Color. That is Championship Motocross 2001 for the Game Boy Color. Championship Motocross 2001 for the Game Boy Color. No takers on the championship. You know what? Let's do this. Restart auction. How about that? Championship Motocross and Word Zap. Where it's at, word zap, where it's at, it's a word zap. That's right, 2 Nintendo Game Boy games for $1.50 a piece. A Game Boy word zap and a motocross just for you. Maybe the best deal on Nintendo Game Boy games you're ever going to find. That is a very lovely deal indeed. The Word Zap's a pretty decent, valuable game, and so is Championship Motocross, but you can have them for a very wonderful deal of $2 a piece. That's living, taking them down. Knives and games. Knives and games, love it. All right, Call of Juarez. Here we go. Call of Juarez, Bound in Blood. Call of Juarez, Bound in Blood for the Xbox 360, complete inbox. Ooh, Call of Juarez, Bound in Blood, complete inbox for only $3. What a deal. Complete inbox, Call of Juarez. All right, no worries. Let's do Wolverine's Revenge. Oh, we have some pre-bids. Okay, let's do one of the pre-bid ones. Let's see, where is it at? X-Men over here. X-Men Legends. X-Men Legends, move to stage. X-Men Legends, Part 2. X-Men Legends, Rise of the Apocalypse. Part 2 for the original Xbox. House of Collectibles 1611. They want to take it down. It's a very fun game. All of the X-Men games are fun because you're a superhero. You get to be, or a villain, I suppose, if that's your cup of tea. House of Collectibles. Oh, Outbidder wanted a piece at the last second. My goodness. You are a sniper. I don't know if you play like shooting games like Call of Duty and Fortnite and such, but Outbidder. Nice. That's a fun game. Let's do one of the big boys. Let's do a big boy. Let's do one of the big boys. All right. This is a very, very collectible game. A very, very collectible game. This is Need for Speed Most Wanted Platinum Edition, and it currently comps at $63. Need for Speed Most Wanted Platinum Hits. It is a $63 game. You can have it for $30. I'm gonna do it at 50%. Otherwise, I gotta keep it. It is a very hard game to come by. This is Need for Speed Most Wanted Platinum Hits for the Xbox 360. Currently comping at $63. All right, no worries. If anybody wants me to circle back on that, let me know. If you look it up and you're like, oh, actually, I do want that. Tony Hawk's Underground. All right, Tony Hawk's Underground for the original Xbox. This is Tony Hawk's Underground for the original Xbox. That is Tony Hawk's Underground for the original Xbox. Actually, a pretty fun game. I played every single Tony Hawk's game. I was obsessed. I also skateboarded in real life, though. Have you guys had any luck yard sailing or estate sailing recently? I've only had one major estate sale locally where I'm at, and I did do really well. Here we go. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 complete inbox. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 complete inbox. There's like another manual behind there. Yeah, it's just for the same thing. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 for the original Xbox. Complete inbox. That is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 for the original Xbox. Alright, no worries. No worries. How about... There are still a lot of games that we haven't gone through yet that if you look in the shop, you could pre-bid on them if you decide so. Here we go. Black Bass Lure Fishing game and kind of manual is a little beat up. No, not for Wii, unfortunately. We had it for Game Boy and we had it for Xbox original. Black Bass Lure Fishing game and manual. Manual's a little beat up, but still, for $3, not a bad deal. Black Bass Fishing for the original Game Boy. Alright, we'll put that over here for now. For now. NFL football. Here we go. NFL football for the original Game Boy. It's actually a pretty fun game. NFL football for the original Game Boy. That is NFL football for the original Game Boy. A very fun game. If you were into football games back in the day, the Game Boy had some pretty fun ones. They were glitchy too, so you could do some fun stuff. Nice. All right, no worries. Let's go in here in this stack and grab. Let's do Red Dead Revolver. Hey, 24-hour yard sale, taking down the giveaway. Very nice. Keep that rhythm going. You know what? Let's do this giveaway now. Let's do the good giveaway next. Because I know it's going to get later on the other side of the country, and I don't want people to have to wait too long. It's been about 2 hours, so we're doing good. Giveaway for the 10-karat gold little pin thingy, whatever the heck it is. That's up next. There are a lot of buy it now items, including my wife made a whole bunch of awesome jumbo peanut butter cookies. If you're into that, they are in the shop. Red Dead Revolver. Let's go. Red Dead Revolver. Move to stage. All right, here we go. This is Red Dead Revolver. I'll bring it down a little more, but it's a pretty valuable game. This is Red Dead Revolver for the original Xbox. This is Red Dead Revolver for the original Xbox. That's Red Dead Revolver for the original Xbox. Actually a pretty decent game. And it's got some value to it. Original Xbox games are coming back. I mean, the Xbox system we have in the thing, they're going for crazy money now. Not that long ago, they were not. Original Xboxes were not going for quite as much as they are now. Something happened along the way. Okay. Let's grab Dark Star 1. Move to stage. Here we go. Dark Star 1 Broken Alliance for the Xbox 360. Complete inbox. A very lovely, very collectible game for the Xbox 360. This is a Dark Star 1 for the Xbox 360. A very, 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 very fun game. A lot of games taking inspiration from this game, in fact, and it can be yours. All right, no worries. No worries. Let's go with... Let's do this. All right, NFL football and ESPN football. You're going to get NFL football for Game Boy and ESPN football for Xbox. That is both games. You're going to get the NFL football for Game Boy, and you're going to get ESPN 2K5 for the original Xbox. That is two very lovely games at 50 cents a piece. ESPN football and NFL football. All right, we'll death pile those as well. Let's do Virtua Fighter. All right, here we go. This is Virtua Fighter 5 Online Complete Inbox. Virtua Fighter 5 Online Complete Inbox. That is Virtua Fighter number 5 for the Xbox 360. That is Virtua Fighter number 5. Hey, 24-hour yard sale. Thank you so much. I'm going to toss that in right now. You will not be disappointed. I have ate so many of them over the last few months that I probably gained way too much weight. But she's been selling cookies and kind of going crazy at doing it, and so she was like, well, if you want to sell them this way too. So we have also given a bunch of them away. Let's do this. Edit item. $4, $3. We'll do $3. The Bourne Conspiracy for Xbox 360. That is the Bourne Conspiracy for Xbox 360. The Bourne Conspiracy for Xbox 360. It is a Matt Damon film that was turned into a game. It was adapted from a book. Yeah. Robert Ludlum. I've actually read quite a bit of Robert Ludlum's books. He writes pretty good books. Outfitter. Very nice. Okay, Call of Duty. Okay, we didn't actually set this one up. So we'll run it. Yeah, duplicate. Edit item. Here we go. Call of Duty Ghosts for the Xbox 360. It's actually a pretty decent game. Call of Duty Ghosts for the Xbox 360. Call of Duty Ghosts for the Xbox 360. That is Call of Duty. Call of Duty. It's your duty to go and fight the ghosts. All right, no worries. How about Sneak King? All right, here we go. This is Sneak King. It's like I believe it's a Burger King exclusive thing. It's a Burger King Sneak King. Oh god, the tablet is taking a dive. Sneak King for the original Xbox. That is Sneak King. It's a Burger King exclusive type game for the Xbox. That is Sneak King for the Xbox. Hey, no worries. I don't blame you. How about Rally Sport? Alright, so no Rally Sport in the pre-bid. Duplicate. Edit item. Here we go. Rally Sport Challenge for the original Xbox. That is Rally Sport Challenge for the original Xbox. A very lovely Rally Sport Challenge for the original Xbox. Rally Sport Challenge for the original Xbox. A pretty fun game and not too cheap. It's okay on the resale side of things, so not too bad. Resale Rally Sport going. Oh, Citizen Chicken Man taking down a cookie. Nice. Thank you so much, Citizen Chicken Man. Chris and stuff. You're gonna get the game, and then a cookie. We're gonna grab this jumbo cookie here and add that to your box, Chicken Man. Thank you so much. Let me make sure I'm getting stickers in everyone's boxes too. I got a bunch more stickers. And we're going to be loading those up periodically. All right, here we go. Tao Fang for the original Xbox. How about this one? This one's something. Or no, I don't want to do that. What? Move to stage. Here we go. Tao Fang Fist of the Lotus for the original Xbox. A super duper. It's a really fun game. It's immersive. If you have an Xbox, you're going to enjoy this game thoroughly. And if you're just a collector, it's not a bad game to add to the collection. And if you're a reseller, you can make some money on this. There's a lot of meat left on the bone. This is Tao Fang. Hey, no worries. We'll put that over there. Let's do Call of Duty World at War. Looks like I didn't have that one set up either. So here we go. Move to stage. Duplicate. Edit item. Here we go. Call of Duty World at War. Complete inbox. Call of Duty World at War. Complete inbox for the Xbox 360. That is Call of Duty World at War. Thank you and 24-hour yard sale for the suggestion. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. My wife makes maybe I'm biased, but the best cookies that I've ever ate in my entire life. Outfitter. And my grandparents used to make some pretty amazing cookies as well. Here we go. Big Red 1. This is a good game. Oh, gosh. Red. Move to stage. Here we go. This is Call of Duty 2. Big Red 1. Big Red 1 for the original Xbox. This is Call of Duty 2. This is the origins of Call of Duty. This is Call of Duty 2. Big Red 1. A very fun game. This is maybe the first game I think I played of Call of Duty myself, and I absolutely loved it. Call of Duty. All right, we'll set that to the side. We can pull these games back up. Let's do these two at the same time. Move to stage. Duplicate. Start auction. Knockout Kings for the original Xbox and NFL Fever 2000 for the original Xbox. That is 2 Xbox games. 2 very lovely Xbox games. NFL Fever 2004 and Knockout Kings 2002. Knockout Kings 2002 and hey, all right, we'll put this in the death pile for later. All right, Spider-Man. I'll drop it down even lower, but it's pretty low as it is. This is Spider-Man for the original Xbox. That is a Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man game for the original Xbox. It is a very collectible game, and it can be yours for only $4. That is Spider-Man for the original Xbox game. That's Spider-Man for the original Xbox game. If you have an Xbox collection, you're going to want to add Spider-Man to that collection. It is an iconic game. Swinging around. Chris and stuff. Taking it down. Let me clear some space for the Xbox. We got to get that out the way. It's a big boy. I think I may even have more controllers for it if I look around more. Okay, here we go. We have wired controller. Wireless controller. This adapter. Oh, God. The wireless controller fitting thingy on the actual Xbox and the Xbox itself. This generation is hold on, I forgot to put it in the thing. It just says serial number. Hold on. I can't see the model number. Either way, there it is. That is the last pre-bid item, I believe. Move to stage. There we go. So you have the Xbox. I don't think I can even get it all. They're so heavy. I hate how cumbersome they are. The only thing heavier than this, I believe, would be the Philips CDI player. I do have a Philips CDI player. It is only for parts. It is not a working Philips CDI player, but it's still like $100 system, even just for parts. It's crazy how much the Philips CDI players go for now. Even though I would not suggest owning it for a console that you'd actually play, because apparently they're absolute garbage. I've never played one. I was hoping that I'd be able to. I sold all the Philips CDI games. We had the Zelda game. We had the Mario Hotel. We had all of them. We had like the entire collection. That was one of our greatest shows, I think. They were all complete in box too. What a show! Tin Man '01 looking like they're gonna take down the Xbox Generation One. Ooh. I guess I should have just been doing deadlifts with Xbox originals this whole time. All right, Tin Man. Thank you so much. We haven't even gotten seriously into Pokemon yet, guys. Like, what? We have so much. Okay, let's do this. Let's have a little bit of fun. 2 items, 1 auction, and I'm going to start it at $1, which is going to be quite a deal for what you're going to see. Duplicate, edit item, starting it at $1. I'm going to grab a jar of my hot honey. So I make a hot oil. I use olive oil and I infuse it with multiple types of spices and herbs. And then I infuse that into a honey. And then my wife makes these beautiful jumbo cookies. I'm going to do a little deal here where you can get both the jar and the cookie at the same time if you want them. That is a jar of my hot honey and a very lovely peanut butter peanut M&M peanut. It's like they have a bunch of stuff packed into them. They're super soft. They're packaged for individual consumption, and you get this lovely jar of my hot honey, which I think is the greatest stuff that you can possibly. Nice, crisp and stuff. Let me make sure the jar is extra tight. I'm gonna tape it down, and then I'll probably package this in its own little thing inside your box so that nothing happens to it. I hate shipping glass, but I figured it out finally. You do it enough, you finally figure it out. Hey, thank you so much. Now let's grab another video game. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Move to stage. Edit item. $4. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. That is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. There is I forget what it's, something city, limit city something. Grand Theft Auto City something is worth a fortune. This isn't that, but still a great game. This is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. There's a lot of crazy things that you could do in this game, like drive-bys and, I mean, all sorts of absolute, debauchery that you could get yourself into. All right, let's do Just Cause. Okay, so Just Cause was not put in there, so let's do this. Edit item, and we'll start it at $1. It is worth more than $1, but you can have it for $1. Just Cause 2 for the Xbox 360. That's Just Cause 2 for the Xbox 360. Vice City, maybe that's it. I thought it was something different. I don't think it's Vice City is the one that I'm thinking of, because there's another one that's worth really weird money. It's something. I don't know. I'll look it up. I watched a video about it earlier today, and I was like, oh, Lord. Speaking of Grand Theft Auto, though, how about Grand Theft Auto 5? I don't know that I have this one in there either. I don't. Okay. Restart auction. Grand Theft Auto 5 for the Xbox 360 dual disc. Grand Theft Auto 5 for the Xbox 360. It is the dual disc copy, and it does have the map and the manual. It is complete in box. This is a pretty valuable game, actually. Grand Theft Auto 5 dual disc for the Xbox 360. That is Grand Theft Auto 5 for the nice outfitter. Taking them down. All right, what about Wolverine's Revenge? Move to stage. Here we go. Wolverine's Revenge for the original Xbox. A very nice title. Kind of a harder one to get your hands on. They comp it around $12. Liberty City, maybe that's what it is. Wolverine's Revenge for the original Xbox. This is Wolverine's Revenge for the original Xbox. That is a Wolverine's Revenge for the original Xbox, and it's going into the pile. All right, let me move the speaker. We still got stacks. What about Brute Force? All right, here we go. This is Brute Force Platinum Hits for the original Xbox, complete inbox. This is Brute Force for the original Xbox. This is the Platinum Hits version. This is Brute Force. I wonder why that one is worth. I don't know. It's weird. I think oh man, he did explain it in the video. I just can't remember what it was. Brute Force for the original Xbox Platinum Hits. All right, no worries. All right. How about Jade Empire? This is a weird one. Move to stage. This is Jade Empire Limited Edition. This is actually a pretty sick game. It is a dual disc game as well. It does come with the original manual, and it is complete in box. So this is Jade Empire Limited Edition for the original Xbox. Only on the Xbox. You couldn't play this on other systems. This is Jade Empire Limited Edition for the original Xbox. A pretty cool game and a pretty collectible one nonetheless. Jade Empire. All right, no worries. Oh, here we go. Here's a good one. Move to stage. Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper for the Xbox 360. It's actually a pretty decent title. I don't remember what this one was worth. I think it's like 15. I'm trying to figure. Most of these were priced originally in my shop at 40 to 60%. There were a few at 70% because they were just higher titles. All right, Sherlock Holmes is going to chill for now. Let's go over and do some Pokemon for a few. Let's do some Pokemons. Just going to grab a stack. We're going to start. Oh, yeah. All right, we'll do two cards at once here, and they are worth every penny. Move to stage. Duplicate. Edit item. Update listing. Here we go. Erica's Gloom and a Dark Gloom. Erica's Gloom from Gym Heroes and a Dark Gloom from the Team Rocket series. Most of the jewelry. We still have some stuff. This is Erica's Gloom from the original Gym Heroes and Dark Gloom from the Team Rocket series. A Dark Gloom and an Erica's Gloom. Hey, no worries. How about a Clefable? Restart auction. A Clefable from the original Jungle set. She deserves to be in a top loader. There we go. A Clefable from the original Jungle set. A Clefable from the original Jungle set. A very beautiful Clefable from the original Jungle set. All right. All right, we do still have this guy. This is a very beautiful brass and mother of pearl necklace. That was the non-hollow, yes. This is a very beautiful brass and mother of pearl necklace made in India. A very lovely mother of pearl and brass necklace made in India. All right, we'll set that aside. Let me do a jewelry lot of the remaining stuff that we have. Oh, that's got a sterling silver piece on it. Okay, so this actually has some pretty decent stuff in it. There is a sterling silver link on this. And then there's multiple little pins. What does that say? 925. That looks like pewter, though. There's also this guy. And then this little brooch. And then these German-made scissors. We're not done yet. And then there's this sterling silver ring that has 14 karat gold plated onto it with a very beautiful something stone in the middle. Not entirely sure. Restart auction. $1. And you can have this whole box of miscellaneous jewelry, including sterling silver. And there's also this very beautiful ring as well. It is a gold plate. Hold on. This is a... Okay, this is gold filled. That's gold filled, so that's nice. Gold filled ring, and it also comes with a pretty nice little lab created sapphire. So there you go. All of that lovely jewelry can be yours all together, and some German made sewing scissors. Not too bad. German made sewing scissors. Everyone wants some German made sewing scissors. Thrifty Morgan, thank you so much. And there's your box. Okay, let's get crazy. Let's do a Gengar. This is not an inexpensive Gengar by any means. I want you all to know it is actually a pretty cool little card. This is Gengar non-holo from the Fossil set. That is a Gengar non-holo from the Fossil set. A very, very beautiful card. And a well under the value of it. That is a Gengar from the original Fossil set. Gengars have a tax, guys. Gengars have like a literal tax. They're like Pikachu. There's a literal cute tax for Pikachu because it's such a cute card. That is a Gengar from the original Fossil set, non-holo. Very, very beautiful card. Centered very nicely and very clean. And it's going to just 4. Very nice. Okay, let's do a 2-pack of Kangaskhan's. Oh my god, let's do a 3-pack of Kangaskhan's. Let's live dangerously. These are actually fairly valuable cards. So I'm going to start them at $3. We're going to do a little lot. I'm going to start it at $3. You will not be dissatisfied with your purchase. Here we go. Clefable from original Jungle set, Grimer from Fossil, a Kangaskhan from Jungle set, a Kangaskhan from base set 2, another Kangaskhan from Jungle set, a Jinx from base set, and a Slowbro from Fossil set. You're going to get literally 7 vintage cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very lovely vintage cards can be yours for less than $1 a card. Not a bad deal. It's actually probably the best deal I'll run tonight because those Kangaskhan's are actually pretty valuable. But there you go. That is 7 very lovely vintage Pokemon cards, and they can be yours for a fraction of what they go for. I win, land. Very nice. All right, let's do that again. Duplicate. Actually, let's do a single set. $1 start. Though they are worth more than $1, I do promise you of this. We are going to start it. That is a Bulbasaur and an Ivysaur. Bulbasaur from base set and the Ivysaur from base set 2. That is a Bulbasaur and an Ivysaur from base set and base set 2. That's a Bulbasaur and an Ivysaur from base set and base set 2. A very lovely set of Pokemon. Oh, that gold giveaway is happening. Who's going to get it? J-Love taking it down. Very nice. All right, first off, trash to treasures. Let me get a box set up for you. All right, trash to treasures. Your box is set up. And the giveaway is going to J-Love. You won yourself a nice little piece of 10-karat gold. Let me get a package for you. Hold up. That goes in the package. J-Love. There you go. Very nice. Congratulations. We'll do another giveaway here momentarily. Just not as good of a giveaway as that one was, unfortunately. I don't have as much to do with that. Okay. Let's do a Dark Gloom giveaway. Start giveaway, and we're going to toss in a sticker. Okay. Let's see. How about... Let's see if somebody wants to buy a whole binder. I'm just going to try to figure out where that first edition binder went off to. There it is. Duplicate. Edit item. Gosh, it's there. It's so valuable. It's over $1,000 worth of cards. This is a first edition binder. Many of them are gray stamps. Many of them are gray stamps. And gray stamps go for a premium, of course. I'm just going to show off the binder, the whole binder. They're all first edition cards. Every card in here is a first edition. This is the coveted first edition binder. That Lieutenant Surge's Pikachu is worth crazy money. All of these trainers, that's a $40 Here Comes Team Rocket first edition. There's a first edition Koga in the back. I'm going to run it one more time. It is high. It is a lot of money, but you're getting a lot of money worth of Pokemon cards, especially in the gray stamps. Every single card in here is a first edition card. Can you hold them? If so, I don't know. Maybe I missed. That is also first edition, and that is gray stamp. Can you hold the two I bought? Yeah. But you want me to hold them up to trash to treasure? Hold on. Un momento. I do progressive shipping, yes. We can hold them for the next show if that's what you are asking. Definitely. Not a problem at all. All right, let's go. Restart auction. Edit item. $1. Update auction. This is a Scyther from the original Jungle set, and we're going to toss in an Eevee from the Rocket set as well. So you're going to get a non-hollow Scyther, and you're going to get an Eevee from Team Rocket, and we'll toss in a Haunter from base set 2 as well. All right, no worries. If you have any specific cards you're looking for, let me know. Restart auction. That is a Blaine's Charmander and a Charmander from base set 2 and Gym Heroes. That is a Blaine's Charmander and a Charmander from base set 2. Both of those are very lovely vintage Pokemon cards. Hey, no worries, Michelle. Thank you so much for hanging out and entering the giveaways. Very nice. Thank you so much. All right, let me grab something big. How about this? An entire stack of top-loaded sports cards, such as a Nikola Jokic. Let's do a lot. I priced all of these out. Let's see what we got here. Let's do the big stuff. Let's do the Victor Wembanyama. Let's do duplicate. Any Gen 2 Pokemon like in the Neo sets? Yeah, we do have some Neo Genesis. We have some first edition stuff in that realm as well. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get all of the Victor cards set aside, and I'll run them as a lot. I just comped these out. So you're going to get the Victor Wembanyama rookie, I think it's Cracked Ice Hollow. And then you're going to get the Victor Wembanyama Winter Hollow. And then you're also going to get the City Edition Victor Wembanyama rookie card as well. So you're going to get a combined $20, $33, $36 in value. And we'll toss in a Steph Curry to go with it. And we'll even toss in a Tom Brady. So you're going to get the best card in that is this guy here. It's the Victor Wembanyama. And then you're also going to get 2 more of his cards. And you're going to get these 2 to go with it. Over $40 in combined sports here. We'll even toss in this Kobe Walter $7 card as well. All right, no worries. Let me put the sports cards aside maybe. I have a lot of sports cards too. I don't go through them very often. Because they're just not as popular as Pokemon seem to be, you know? Let's do a bigger Pokemon card. Let's do a crazy big card. That'd be nice, right? We do have that. That is an available card. It just have to be a lot of money. Here, let's do this. Alright, I'll do one of these at a crazy good price. Ancient Miyu. That is an Ancient Miyu at an unbelievably great price. An Ancient Miyu, very clean. An Ancient Miyu from 1999 promo. Very nice. They're $86 right now, and it can be yours for much less than that. All right, no worries. How about? How about the Clefable from base set 2? Oh, yeah, so you wanted Gen 2 Pokemon. Hold on. Gen. Oh, hold up. Neo sets. Let's see. Those are Miyus. Those are Fossil. Dun, 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 dun. Here, you know what? Let's do this. Restart auction. I'm going to keep looking through these off to the side here. But we'll run these two to start. A Regieleki V and a Flamigo EX. And we'll toss in a vintage Pidgey from Topps Pokemon to go with it. And then we've also got this Blaine's Magmar, I believe from Gym Heroes. And we'll toss in these Pokemon dice as well. So all 4 Pokemon cards plus these Pokemon dice. Quite a bit of value. iWinland saw it. There you go. How about a Miyu? A lovely Miyu from Celebrations. Holographic Miyu from Celebrations. A very lovely holographic Miyu from Celebrations. A very gradable card. These are all the ones I took aside to grade. If it were to grade a 10, it's a $670 card. Anything less than a 10, it's not that, though. That's why, you got to be careful. All right, let's do Clefable number 5. I'm going to start at $5. What a deal. $5 for a Clefable from base set 2. $5 for a Clefable Holo from base set 2. What a beautiful card. You're not going to get that at a better rate. That is quite a deal. A Clefable holographic from base set 2. A very lovely Clefable holographic from base set 2. That is a very lovely holographic Clefable from base set 2. You can't turn it down, I know, right? It's just too nice of a card. Too nice of a card. And PSA 10, it's $2,200. So, there you go. Let's do a Clefairy. Number 5 as well. There's a $15 card, ungraded. So we'll run it at well below that. Clefairy from base set with a slight swirl in the holo. That is a Clefairy from the base set. Clefairy from base set Pokemon. Clefairy from the base set. Clefairy from the base set. Clefairy from the base set. All right, no worries. Let's grab. We do got the Pichu. That's something I would entertain selling. Pichu number 12. $48. If it were to grade well, it could do really well. All right, we'll run it. It's a $48 card, and I will run it at what I feel comfortable running it at. That is a Pichu. A Pichu from the year is Pokemon Neo Genesis Pichu. A Pokemon Neo Genesis Pichu. Ungraded is a $48 card. You can have it for $35. That is a Pichu. A Pichu Pichu from Pokemon Neo Genesis. Alright, no worries. How about I know someone's going to want this. This is a sealed in the package Machamp first edition. This is a sealed in the cellophane first edition Machamp. A first edition. Oh, yeah, I understand. That is it's the same for me. That is a first edition, still sealed in the cellophane. Hey, Thomas Lane, thank you so much. We are doing a giveaway. Hop in that giveaway. This is a first edition Machamp. All right, no worries. How about a Gyarados number 7 from base set 2? Edit. Here we go. Gyarados from base set 2. A Gyarados from base set 2. That is all the way from the year 2000. And that is at well below 75% of the spot, or of the ungraded price. That is a Gyarados from base set 2. A very beautiful Gyarados from base set 2. Alright, no worries. How about this little bugger? This caused a little bit of a stir during one of our last shows. Yeah, thank you again for the raid. I do. You know what? Here, since we were raided, let's toss in some more stuff in the giveaway. Let's do that, and we'll do one of these Mius as well. Okay. Duplicate. Edit item. This is what we were trying to do the other day, and it would not work, and we had to glitch out, and we had to... We're back. This is a $123 card. This is a $123 card. Umbreon and Darkrai GX Tag Team. If this were to come back in a PSA 10, it would be a $2,000 card. Even in a grade 9, it is a $200 card. That is an Umbreon Darkrai GX Tag Team. Yeah, it's a beauty. It's in my grade pile, so it'll either get sold here. I mean, that's like what, $50 off. Yeah. Let me roll it around more. Maybe somebody will want it. Let's see. It's either going to end up getting sent off to be graded, or it will be sold. We'll figure it out. All right, let's do this guy. Because this is one that I only have 2 of them, and I'm grading the other one. But if somebody wants this one, it's your chance at a piece of history. Okay? This is how the card is supposed to look. Okay? You see how the top of that card looks? And this is actually how the card looks. You see the line running across the top? That is an error, which means it was cut off of the other card. So it is technically an error card. Very fun. Here's what we'll do. We will include that in the Umbreon Darkrai Tag Team, and I'll even juice it up a little bit more by adding in a few of these vintage Topps Pokemon cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like a $20 extra $20 card, just because. Why not? So we'll add all of those extras in there. That is a miscut. You can see the line right there, and you're going to get the Umbreon, and you're going to get all 4. Oh, Second Love, thank you so much. Let me get this into a box for you. Second Love is a big Pokemon enthusiast, like a lot of us. You know, we grew up on the thing. Pokemon was amazing. Nice. All right. Still moving. We ain't done yet. We still got so many video games. We haven't even. Oh god. Oh god. The cards are getting out of control again, though. So we gotta lay back on that a minute. Let's do another error card. Let's do that. This is a Vileplume number 15. And it's the no symbol variety. Okay. So duplicate, edit item. We're going to edit it to... Currently there's $16, so we'll start it at $10. That is a Vileplume. It is supposed to have a jungle symbol right there. It does not have a jungle symbol. This is the information on it there. You can see it is no symbol variety. So that is the no symbol Vileplume holographic. That is a bona fide Pokemon error card for only $10. Not a bad deal. All right, no worries. I'll probably grade that one, to be fair. Let me get the rest of these put up. We just had this guy out there too, just as a heads up. I know that was a... What did I have it at before? 35. I will run it again. At 10. Oh yeah. Get out of here at $10. Run it at $1. I sold a few items tonight that were they ran at $1. This is Pichu, currently a $48 card. That is Pichu. What else can we throw in? Blaine's Growlithe, an unknown. All right, no worries. We'll put that one away as well. We're gonna set those off for now and get back to some dollar cards. We do still have that. And this. Yeah, we got lots. We got some big cards up in here. I'll tell you what. I did, yeah. Hold up. Restart. Yeah, that is what I ran it at, which I think is a pretty fair price considering ungraded. They go for $48 and change. It does come with a little hard shell case as well. I'm not going to lie and say that it's like a perfectly centered card because it's not perfectly centered, but it is still a beautiful card and well under the value of what you would probably be able to get it for elsewhere. Nice. Taking it down. Very lovely. I'll put that in your box for you. Let's do these two Pikachus. Duplicate. We're going to do one of these weird ones again, guys. I'm going to start it at $1. Every bid we get, I'm going to add more cards. That's 2 Yellow Cheeks Pikachus. If you know, you know. One bid, I'll add another card. The next card we're going to add is a Blaine's Growlithe. So you get 2 Pikachus, and if we get a bid, I'll add another card, and then another bid, I'll add more cards. You know, we'll just add a Blaine's Growlithe anyway. Oh, someone bid. There we go. So we'll add a Krabby as well. That is a 4-pack of vintage. There's now 2. So let's grab another. Let's grab a Dark Electrode. There we go. Another bid, another card. Trash to treasure. Very nice. Trash to treasure. Trash to treasure. Very nice. Thank you so much. All right, let's do a 2-pack of full art trainers. Let's do a 2-pack of full art trainers. Larry's Skill and Brock's Scouting. Larry's Skill and Brock's Scouting. Larry's Skill and Brock's Scouting. What else can we throw in there? An Eevee? How about an Eevee? We'll throw an Eevee in too. And an Eevee from Team Rocket. Alright, no worries. How about... Cassiopeia, number 86. There we go. Well, that'll get some attention. That's a more valuable card right there. Restart auction and go. We've got Cassiopeia. It's like a $6 card. Brock Scouting and Larry's Skill. All of those. And we'll toss in, hold up, a Misty Staryu. Ooh. What else can we toss in? A Drowsy. I win land. Nice. Very nice. All right, let's do a Zapdos from the Fossil series. I'm going to put it into a top loader. A Zapdos from the original Fossil series. That is a Zapdos non-holo from the original Fossil series. If you're master setting, you may need this one. That is a Zapdos non-holo from the original Fossil series. A Zapdos... Alright, no worries. How about a Flygon EX? Alright, Flygon EX. We're going to do the Flygon EX and the Zapdos at the same time. What a value. Combined value of a lot. Zapdos from Fossil Set and a Flygon EX. That is two very, very nice and very valuable cards that you can have for a fraction of what they are worth. That is a Flygon EX and a Zapdos from the Fossil series. Flygon EX, I think, is from Scarlet and Violet base, maybe. Just for taking it down. With how many video games we still have that we didn't even get to, we may have to do another show tomorrow, guys. Can you believe it? Another show. All right, Dark Jolteon and a Dark Magneton start auction. I'm going to put the Dark Jolteon in a top loader. Dark Jolteon and a Dark Magneton, both from Team Rocket. Fantastic cards, if you ask me. I personally have an absolute affinity for the Jolteon cards. I think they're just some of the coolest looking art cards that there are. Nice, I win land, taking that down. How about a Moltres? Complete your bird collection today. Speaking of bird collection, somebody, I don't remember who, but somebody bought the stained glass birds from me a while ago. Moltres from the original Fossil series. That is a Moltres. Very, very beautiful bird card. A Moltres. Ah, there you go. Second Love did. Moltres from the original Fossil series. Non-holo, but still beautiful and a wonderful bird. A Phoenix from the Ashes. All right, no worries. How about... Oh, wait, you know what? This Dark Doug trio, I think, went with somebody else's stuff. Hold on. Yep, here we go. Maybe it wasn't stained glass. I don't remember what it was. It was 3 birds. Let's do... Hold on. Let's do a quick switch up and move back to video games for a few so that I can move some of them off my desk here. Maybe we'll do video games and Pokemon. Do you have any interest in that? Oh my god, I just lost a card somewhere. I took a dive. A Raichu. Okay. We're going to do this Moltres. And we're going to do it with Sega GT 2002. Ooh, how fun. So we're going to do the video game and we're going to do the Pokemon card at the same time. And we're going to start it right there. That is Sega GT 2002 and a Moltres. You're going to get a Pokemon card and a video game. What a deal! Stack it up. Stack it up. Table deals, stack it up. We could do a stack of games. I've done that before. I lose on shipping each and every time I do that, though. Hey, thank you so much. Big Time Sales won the giveaway. We're going to get you that stuff put up here momentarily. Outbidder. Okay. That is your giveaway win. Let me get that into... Hold up. I need another envelope. We actually mailed out, believe it or not, 22 giveaways last week, which was a lot of fun for my postal carrier person. Yeah, you're not wrong. Cutting deals all night long. And like I said, all the games that I've had listed were literally at 40 to 60%, with only a few running a little bit higher. So let's keep this rolling. Let's do Call of Duty. Duplicate. Here we go. Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. And we'll toss in this NFL football game for the original Game Boy. You get 3 games for $3. 3 games for $3. That is not a bad deal at all. You're getting all your money back in just the Game Boy game. And then you have combined like $15 in value in the Call of Duty game. So not too bad. That's a deal right there, if you ask me, Bargain House. That's just me. And I don't have to move things that badly, you know? Let's see. Midtown Madness. How about the Incredible? Well, let me save that for now. I want to go over here and grab another stack. How about... Yikes. I gotta move through this. An original branded Nintendo SNES power cable. Ooh, what an item. They may sell online all day long for $65, and you can have it for $20. And what we're going to do is add in that game, and that game. So you're going to get all 3 of these: Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, Dark Star 1, and ESPN, and a $65 SNES power cable. That can be yours for $20. Big buyers want big stacks, Grandpa says. I understand. I do big stacks sometimes. But at the rate that I'm selling the games at tonight, 20% of their market value, I think we're going to keep doing singular games for now. But stick around, you never know. We do have some massive games that didn't even sell. Like, this is an over $60 game. And here's what we'll do. We'll rerun it, and I'll add some stuff to it. How about that? This is a $60 game, Need for Speed Most Wanted Platinum Edition. And we will add Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2 Limited Edition to go with it. So you're going to get a massive deal on both these games. And we'll add Tony Hawk's Underground for Xbox and Call of Juarez Bound in Blood. The amount of value in just these 4 games is a little ridiculous, considering the Most Wanted is a $65 game by itself. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. That's okay. This is one I did not even know about until I got it and was like, oh my god, I can't believe it's that valuable. There we go. That's a good one. That's a real good one. All right, let's bundle up the rest of these Nintendo games that have not sold. Let's duplicate, or no, edit item, delete. Go back in here. Auction, move to stage, duplicate, edit item. We'll do it at, let's do this. Let's grab, where'd it go? Full Spectrum Warrior. We're going to do, we'll do 4. All right, here we go. Lego Harry Potter years 5 through 7. Cabela's Dangerous Hunts. Sega GT 2002. And Full Spectrum Warrior. 4 games, a quarter apiece. If that's not a table deal, I don't know what is. 4 games at $0.25 apiece. You will not find a better deal on video games anywhere you go ever. I promise. Well, maybe I've given better deals than that. Maybe 4 games. The Harry Potter game is a $7 game by itself. That is, that's why I don't do table deals. All right, 4 games. We'll do another 4 right now. Actually, what do we have left in the shop that haven't been bid on yet? Let's do that. That will mean more. Here we go. Limited edition Burger King Big Bumpin' Burger King limited edition Xbox 360 game. Big Bumpin' limited edition Big Bumpin' game for the Xbox 360. Big Bumpin' for the Xbox 360. A very lovely game. And it can be yours for only $3. No worries. Let's grab the next one on the list. Black for the Xbox. Here we go. This is Black for the Xbox. This is a shooting game. It is quite a bit of fun. If you have not played it before, I highly suggest picking it up. I think it's a whole lot of fun, and I think you would too. This is Black for the original Xbox. That is Black for the original Xbox. A very lovely game indeed. All right, no worries. We're going to run through the rest of these. Dark Star did not... Or Dark Star did run? I thought we sold that. Edit item. I'm going to get rid of it because I think we already sold that one. As this as well. And this. Edit item. Delete. Do we have Scrabble? Yeah, alright, we'll do Scrabble next. Move to stage. This is Scrabble for the original Game Boy. This is Scrabble for the original Game Boy. Complete with an original Nintendo official hard shell. This is Scrabble for the original Game Boy. That is Scrabble. Scrabble up! You gotta Scrabble it up because it's a lot of fun. Actually, it is Super Scrabble, so it's even more Scrabble than it was Scrabble before. Alright, no worries. We'll keep rolling through the games we got left before doing anything else. Let's get Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six Platinum Hits. Rainbow Six Vegas 2 Platinum Hits complete in box. Rainbow Six Vegas 2 Platinum Hits complete in box. That is Rainbow Six Vegas 2 Platinum Hits complete in box. A very lovely Rainbow Six Vegas 2 Platinum Hits. A very fun game. Rainbow Six is a lot of fun. I enjoyed all of them, really. The Incredibles. Alright, The Incredibles complete in box. The Incredibles complete in box. And we'll toss in Rainbow Six to go with it. Rainbow Six and The Incredibles, both games. You can have them both. Rainbow Six Vegas 2 and The Incredibles Rise of the Underminer. That is 2 very fun games. All right, no worries. Let's move on. Oh, those auctions all ended. Okay. Then let's jump into doing some single auction games. Restart auction. $2. Move to stage. $2 Need for Speed Rivals. That's actually a really great deal for that game. Need for Speed Rivals. That can be yours for only $2. Need for Speed Rivals. That is Need for Speed Rivals for the Xbox 360. Was it complete in box? It is sort of complete in box. That is Need for Speed Rivals for the Xbox 360. All right, let's take a break from the Xbox 360. Move that over there. And that right there. We have... Do that. How about these Assassin's Creed games? I understand. I go, when it comes to buying video games, I try to just grab whatever I can get. And often I buy whole collections, you know. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag Target Edition and Assassin's Creed Original Platinum Hits. That is 2 very lovely Assassin's Creed games, and they can be yours for a fraction of what they're running for, because the Assassin's Creed Target Edition is like a $10 game. All right, no worries. Let's grab this. We'll do a $5 Pokemon bundle again. Here we go. We're going to do a Raichu from Fossil, an Eevee from Team Rocket, an Erica's Gloom from Gym Heroes, an Erica's Dratini from the same, a Dark Persian from Team Rocket, and a Magneton from Fossil, and a Dark Machamp from Team Rocket. All of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vintage Pokemon cards, and they can all be yours for Are You Still Awake? You are still awake. Oh yeah, a lot of football today. 7 very lovely vintage Pokemon cards. Oh, DT Reselling wants a piece. Here, we'll even toss in a Venomoth, and we'll toss in a Dark Doug Trio as well. Nice, DT Reselling. Taking those down. Taking them down. Taking them down good. Okay. How about $5 on the City Edition rookie Victor Wembanyama, and we will put in a Steph Curry to go with it. So there you go, $15. I just comped these literally today and yesterday. We'll even do a Tom Brady. All 3 of them. I don't do a lot with sports cards, but I buy them whenever I find them and I can get them for cheap because, why not? You know what? Let's do this. Let's do one more big giveaway, and then we will. Do you have any nice LeBron cards for my kid? Ooh, yeah, hold on. Let's see. I know there's a couple in here because I was going through them all. Oh, I have these Pokemon as well. Oh my gosh. Hold up. There's so many. Like, I got literally all of these are like refractor hits, and like half of them are numbered cards. Let me see here. Oh, there's a LeBron. I know we got another LeBron. It's a City Edition. Yeah, it looks like the only one I've got. I'll just toss it in your box. Yeah. Yeah, no worries. I don't think I have a whole lot more, and I think that's only like a $2 card anyway, so what you gonna do? What we're gonna do is we're gonna run some individual Pokemon cards, duplicates, start auction, and we're gonna do it for these 3: a Rainbow Energy from Team Rocket, a Houndoom EX, and a Black Kyurem EX. That's a really good card. And a Haunter from base set 2, and a Quilava from Neo Genesis, and a Brock's Diglett. And we're off. All right, we'll put those off to the side. How about... Oh, what's over here? Oh my gosh. I found some more cards. Alright, we'll do these 3. Ivysaur from base set 2, Growlithe from base set, and a Rillaboom from I'm not sure what. But you get your money back in the Ivysaur for sure. Yeah, we'll stick with that. I think that's a great deal. Ivysaur, Growlithe, and a Rillaboom. All right, let's do this. Let's do Ivysaur as the giveaway. And we're going to do a quick giveaway here. We're going to be back on tomorrow. I'm going to do a backup show tomorrow to get the rest of this stuff gone. We've been on for 3 hours, and I need to get some other stuff done here tonight. So let's start the giveaway. We'll run a few items again, and then we will move into doing the other giveaway. Move to stage. Restart auction. Edit item. We're going to do Top Gear Pocket for the original Game Boy, and we're going to add in Scrabble. So we're going to get both Game Boy games, Scrabble and Top Gear Pocket for the original Game Boy and Game Boy Color. These are two very lovely Nintendo Game Boy games, and they can be yours for only $1.50 a piece. Ooh. All right, no worries. How about let's do this? Let's grab the giveaway winner and raid anyone who is online. That is going to Hill Country Treasures. Very nice. Let me grab an envelope real quick and get that into an envelope for you, Hill Country. And we're going to hop off of here for the night. I am just a little bit exhausted. But we're going to do some more tomorrow, so catch us on the flip. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We're going to go raid E&J Sales. I hope you guys all have a wonderful night. Thank you again, and we will see you. Oh, thank you, PB. Throw in someone's box. Yeah, okay, we could do that. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful night.